just want to feel like that every day. Piping hot, popping like popcorn. It's all mine. Launch my soul, bang bang. Pick up every last one. This is it. This is it. Oh yeah, yeah. Let's not pretend I don't hear me. Try to move on without looking back. Piping hot love. It's all true on those days. I guess it's not all fun and games. This journey is my own. I'm sorry if I bother you, 'cause I realize perfection can't please me.
It took me 10 years to find the answer to something I forgot about it in 2 seconds. That's about it. It took me 10 years to find the answer to something I forgot about it in 2 seconds. I don't have anything that's really important to me. That's why everything is beautiful. Can you hear it? The pulses of the living. The ironic rhythm is a grand orchestra. It's never the same tone. Who wants to stop this? There can be. When the violent storm is over, blue sky is more beautiful than ever. You see, I want that, I want that, that's all I want. I drift tonight by the waves. I'll just be a rock sea. I drift tonight.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the PlayStation Tournament's FGC Arcade Road to EVO North America Finals. I'm the Skilled Roy, joined here today by Jadelyn. Jadelyn, how you doing today?
I am so excited to see this Road to EVO Finals for Guilty Gear Strive. I can hardly contain my excitement. I mean, we've been talking about it in pre-show, but I've already been talking about fighting games for a lot today, and to be able to cap it off with something as spectacular as this, like, honestly, could not be any better. But how about you, Roy? How are you doing today?
Not too bad, not too bad. Honestly, I saw the bracket, and I'm incredibly excited because we have some of the best Chips and Kais I've seen online before, so I'm really excited to see who manages to take home the huge prize of going to EVO. It's going to be a fantastic event today for sure.
It really is, but before we get into any of that, we have a couple of things that we want to go over. The first of those is our new YouTube channel, PlayStation Esports. You can find it right underneath us. Check us out, all things esports. The YouTube channel honestly is fantastic. There's a lot of different content there, not just for fighting games, but also for a multitude of different games, FIFA, NBA 2K, all of our Fight Night content, things like that. And it also is home to our GG guides, which are 60-second guides that can help teach you to up your gameplay in just 60 seconds, which is pretty amazing. And also shout out, because I wrote a couple of those for Guilty Gear. So go check those out. Go to the PlayStation Esports YouTube now.
Yeah, it's an absolutely fantastic resource, so go check that out, guys, as soon as you can. But for today, though, let's go ahead and take a look at the tournament format, because this format is going to be really cool, lots of great stuff. First things first, this is going to be the top 8 of the Road to EVO Finals for Guilty Gear Strive North America. It's going to be double elimination all the way through, with each of the matches also being best of 5s, unlike usual. And then, of course, there's a possibility of the bracket reset at Grand Finals as well, which would be really exciting if that happens.
Yeah, it's always a really exciting time. So that's going to be our format for today. But let's check out the prize pool, because this is a special prize pool that we have today. So all prizes are valued in US dollars, so 5th through 8th. So everybody who qualified today gets something. We get $50. 3rd and 4th gets $100. 2nd gets $200. First place, though, this is what we're definitely focusing on a lot today, is that EVO Hospitality Package. Whoever wins today will be going to EVO to compete in Guilty Gear Strive.
Yeah, and what an amazing package this is too. You get your flight paid for, you get your housing paid for, your hotel, your ground transportation, and some spending cash while you're there. It's an absolutely incredible prize, and it's a great sort of finisher for anyone who's trying to make their name online. It's a fantastic prize for them.
Yeah, and there's actually a really great video on that PlayStation YouTube that highlights a bunch of the people who won from around the world the Road to EVO last year, including the Melty Blood champion Jing, who came from Japan, won all of EVO. So this is definitely something that's giving people an opportunity to compete when there might not have been another opportunity for them. So we're so excited for that. And now let's get into the bracket. I see there's some people in chat who are excited about some of our members who are here today. But here is the bracket as it stands right now. We've got Danny versus Chankla, Bean versus Boyka, Fatal versus Gosuke, and Kaneki versus Mike Saftig. Got a lot of great names in here, and a top 8 from EVO 2022.
Wow, this is going to be an absolutely stacked bracket, to say the least. I am incredibly excited for this. Honestly, I will have to sort of see who manages to come out on top, but I am really, really excited for just about every matchup here. But for those of you at home who want to have your chance to compete in future PlayStation tournaments, go ahead and check us out at compete.playstation.com, where you can sign up for future tournaments, including perhaps future Road to EVOs, and go ahead and check that out right there.
And while you're at it, and I've seen the Moobot that is hanging out in the Twitch channel is bringing this up as well, but we also want to highlight our Discord for PlayStation as well. That is a place where you can go to get new matches, things like that. If you want to, go ahead and scan that QR code. You can join the PlayStation tournaments and then find updates on esports event articles. I'm in that Discord because it actually helps me stay up to date on all things PlayStation, and it's a really useful channel to just get involved with and get more friends to play games with. So go ahead, scan that, or if you are in where you can click on the link, go ahead and do that now.
Yeah, it's an absolutely fantastic resource for anyone who's looking to start playing more games on PlayStation, as well as join these tournaments, that sort of thing. Absolutely fantastic Discord. I highly recommend you guys joining that out. But quickly, we'll be getting into our first match in just a little bit. We're getting all the players in lobby, but I'm excited to see how this first matchup goes because I sort of alluded to it earlier, but there's a lot of certain characters around in this matchups that we're going to be seeing across the day today. But I'm kind of curious what DM Danny and Chocolate will be bringing to the table for our first match here.
Right, so we do have Danny, 27 from Mexico, bringing in the Kai. I mean, you said we got Kais and Chips. I hope that you all enjoy Kai and Chip because we got a lot of them today. But coming in here with this Kai, looking forward to seeing them play, have, you know, been doing a great job coming into this tournament, and they are going to be going up against, it is Chancla, who is coming in with this here Chip. So we're already getting Chips and Kais, and I just really quickly highlight this. We have 3 Chips and 3 Kais in this tournament today, and several sub Kais as well.
Oh yeah, that's true. Some people have alternate Kais. Some of the Chips have backup Kais, I believe, even. So it'll be a really interesting sort of split here to see how the matchups go. And I think one great thing about Guilty Gear Strive is that even though people are playing the same characters, especially when it comes to characters as freeform as Chip and Kai can be, you'll be seeing a vast variety of play styles. And we'll see how those styles clash throughout the matches today.
Yeah, so here it is. First one, Danny versus Chancla. It's going to be the Kai and the Chip. As far as we know right now, it is a best of 5. We're in winner's quarters. Everybody is starting this in the winner's side of the bracket, in that upper bracket position. And we will be filling out the bracket from there. So we're going to get to see a lot of matches today, and that makes me really excited. And I love, Roy, that you highlighted that, yes, we do have a lot of same characters that are going to be in this particular Road to Evo tournament. But because the players behind them are so different, being in the driver's seat of those characters, we're going to get to highlight a lot of the different ways that these characters play. And we are not wasting any time. We're getting into it. I am so excited for this. Here we go for the Guilty Gear Strive Road to Evo NA Top 8.
We're loading in right now. Fantastic
colors.
colors
That
on
paint
deck.
color's so good.
It's so good.
Oh, I love the new color pack so much.
It's so fantastic.
All right, but Danny doing a great job getting started. Good Lord, the throw into the corner and then the delay on the shock state too. Goodness.
Wow, absolutely fantastic empty jump there to close out the round with the throw. Great work.
Perfect too. Incredible.
Really solid play here. Oh, just outside the range of the burst.
Oh, that's so unfortunate. Chip turned into a log and he got set on fire by Danny. I mean, Chancla is just not getting an opportunity to get anything started. And the thing is, Chip is so fragile and Danny is exploiting that. Okay, we finally got Danny into the corner though.
Yeah, this is huge for him. Maybe try to get an opening here as best they can, but Danny's defense is rock solid. Getting huge deep blocks there. Nice stun dipper into RC.
Yeah, I was just gonna highlight that. I was like, the stun dipper, the cancel into the RC was such a smart move.
Yeah, one hit here is all he needs here. Be careful, that's it. Fantastic start for Danny here.
Really strong. Loved the way that he played. That was such oppressive offense. And Chancla just didn't get the opportunity to play at all, but we're getting right back into it. No holes barred. We're just going.
Yeah, game 2, here we go. What I really liked by Danny there was especially when he got Chancla into the corner, really started to stay outside of Chip's range while pressuring with the far slash. Really great stuff there. Oh, baits it out perfectly, but no punish.
Yeah, that's a shame. I really expected more of a punish from Danny, and then Chancla went ahead and spent that RC to try and continue the pressure, but once again, Roy, like you said, Danny, so spectacular on these defenses. And the reversal into the RC.
Oh, baits out again, but no block. It's such a fast recovering DP, so I don't blame you entirely. Nice air throw. Here we go.
Okay, a nice little high-low into the corner, gets a burst. Stunnage came out briefly. Oh. If Chancla had tension for an overdrive, that would have been great. But there, the DP finally works. Chancla puts one on the board.
Yeah, fantastic work here by Chocolate, bringing it back. Could be a chance to answer for the previous game. So space each other out here. Nice, hits with a sweep, counter hit, into full conversion looks here. Great work. Gets the wall break too. Amazing conversion.
Yes. really great job with that wall break. I love that. Now, Chancla has been sitting in the shock state for a long time. Burst was good, and the PRC comes out, goes in for a low. Nothing happens. Just Danny spending a lot of tension on FD, and then the DP comes out and it breaks. We're back into the neutral.
Oh, I love that delay, trying to trick him in that he wasn't going to RC it to keep it safe, and then immediately punishes the instant RC. Really great work.
Oh my gosh, the punish with the stun dipper. Danny's stun dippers are so on point right now.
Yeah, when it comes to a character like Kai, you have to be really creative with your offense, and we're seeing just how creative Danny is with it. Nice loops, wall break.
Excellent job. I mean, Danny's combos are really clean. Oh, but caught doing that air movement. Interesting. Choosing not to
back to
spend
the corner now.
anything. Yeah, choosing not to spend anything of the tension with FD, but now has the corner and is now out of that positive tension bonus, but does not matter. Danny up 2.
You know, Danny took the second game, but Chancla was really starting to show a lot more signs of life here, and especially when it comes to a character like Chip. Momentum matters so much. So if Chancla can seize the momentum a bit more, I think we'll see this set become a bit more competitive.
I agree with you, Roy. I think that's a really good point. And I would like to see this a bit more competitive just because, hey, you're fighting for that spot to Evo. Let's not hold anything back, but Danny is certainly not. I just want to see a little bit more adjustment out of Chancla here, not allowing so many like errant DPs to get punished.
Exactly, completely agreed. Now let's see what happens here as they find first wake up here. Good pressure, gets the throw, puts him into the corner.
Oh, that's nice
Fantastic
with the
opening
drift.
there.
Yeah, that drift RC was nice into the upward position, but these charged stun edges are paying off dividends for Danny. It's just allowing him to create a lot of pressure. And that was that just an IAD jump dust? That was really good.
Yeah, I think it's so. That was fantastic. There you go, another charged stun edge into the corner. Yes, delayed throw. Danny is having complete control of this match. Chancla needs to pull all the stops for the final round.
Yeah, he really, really does. Okay, 2K2T comes out, overhead, and then into the grab, stuck into the corner. This could be a huge start for Chancla if he can get something going. An overhead is great, and then the RC afterwards. If you can nail the wall stick, yeah, they're going to get the area shift and get that positive tension. This is a good start for Chancla. Ooh, that dust was scary.
Oh, this is so close here. Nice blocks the overhead this time, but he continues the pressure. Double overhead. Fantastic stuff there. That was absolutely amazing. Really creative way to end that match. Right into the next part here. Gets spaced out very slightly. Stun Dipper converts nice and easy. Pushes Chip to the corner.
Okay,
Nice.
Beta Blade is going to just get us back a little bit. The Ninja jumps over that. Okay, 2K2D, but then a 2K2D in response from Danny. Oh, I really like that there was a 6K in there. Just change up the pressure and the timing. Confuse Chancla. Very smart from Danny.
Yeah, really great stuff here across the board. Pushing to the corner one more time. Chancla has one touch left realistically. Let's see what he can do with it. Oh, gets tapped.
Oh,
no, the
no!
burst!
Oh, that's the burst you hate to
Unfortunate.
see, but the burst we see so often.
Yeah, I think maybe perhaps Chancla thought he was going to go for an RC immediately in and wanted to burst immediately, but nothing came out, and unfortunately just out of range to really to cover that, unfortunately. And that's going to be a clean 3-0 by DM Danny. Fantastic game.
It was. Danny was very much in the driver's seat of that the entire time. I really liked the way that he played. In particular, I want to highlight just in that last game, the way that Danny was incorporating some different moves. So, for example, that 6K, which has a really slow startup, but it was just able to manipulate the timing and the tempo of what Kai was doing enough that Chancla got thrown off of his own tempo, and that was really important. The charged stun edges, incorporating them with the regular stun edge, the way he was using Dire Clay to really try and get those hard knockdowns. It was really smart gameplay on Danny's part. I do want to say Chancla was doing a good job trying to adjust, and we started seeing signs of life, but unfortunately, Danny was just really clean.
Yeah, I think Danny's patience was the one thing to highlight for sure, especially with, like you said, the 6K, but even like the empty jumps, the sort of standing for a half second and waiting for Chip to press a button. It was just fantastic play by DM Danny across the board.
It really was. So that was our first of the 4 upper bracket matches that we're having so that we can, fill everything out upper and lower. So there we're sitting at the bracket where we can see that out. So next we're going to have Bean versus Boyka, I believe. And Bean, I hope you know who Bean is, people who are sitting in chat, because Bean made top 8 at EVO last year, and just what an incredible run he had there on this chip that he's been representing for quite a while now. I say young, most of our competitors today are in their early 20s, and just what a showing for this character at EVO last year, and looking forward to seeing what Bean does with him this year.
Yeah, and his opponent's going to be Boyka OSC, another really fantastic player. Another Kai for the Kai versus
Another
Chip
Kai.
matches we're going to be seeing today. Oscar from Mexico. You check him out on Twitter and stream under Boyka OSC as well. So be sure to check out his matches here, as well as go check him out on Twitter and stream afterwards. But we'll have to see how this sort of matchup sort of shakes out this time, because obviously being a fantastic Chip player, maybe perhaps we can see some options that Chip could be bringing in this matchup after just seeing the previous Danny versus Chonklo match.
Yeah, it's always really interesting to see the exact same characters that you just had on stream piloted by two different people, because the play styles can be vastly different. And Bean is a very well practiced, very studious and just visceral player, and has done tournament after tournament after tournament after tournament. So can Boyka bring something to the table that can catch Bean off guard? That's my question.
Well, let's see how it shakes out in just a moment here. We'll see if the colors were chosen, see if they chose the crazy colors again. A classic
I do like
Kai
that
this
chip
time.
color. I
I
love
do
that
too.
chip color a lot. Oh my
fantastic
heavens, and
immediate
we're
throw.
off and running.
Oh, I love that pause. Fantastic work there by Bean. Another throw.
Okay, Vapor
Nice,
Thrust
it's
does
caught
come
very
out for
tip.
Boyka. Yeah, I like the idea of the Vapor Thrust, especially using that sort of shorter range one just to get things stopped. Oh, wow. Punishes the errant DP, the Beta Blade from Bean with a throw. And then a YRC, though, to reset the overhead, trying to get a little bit of a cross-up, maybe? No? And then just
Yeah,
2K2D.
perhaps.
Gosh, we love a 2K2D.
It's a very classic, very classic. A nice RC, but no, gets knocked out of it right away, but the burst comes out, and now Bean is sitting a little bit happier here. Gets the RC, lots of aerials, pushes to the corner one more time. Let's see what happens here. Big mix time.
Yeah, this is actually very even. Chip does not have particularly high guts, and oh my gosh, that could have been detrimental. But we finally do get a kick that comes out. Boyka made it all the way back. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, that was incredibly well played by Boyka, especially against such a strong player like Bean. Here we go, though. Bean getting the offense started on the next round, pushing him already next to the next corner. Oh, managed to push a couple buttons out.
Woo!
Nice 6P.
That was such a good 6P counter hit. I loved that. And then stuck in shock state, but we're going to get the overdrive coming out from Bean. We will have some area shift with the wall break damage. Again, Chip, not a terribly high damage character, but because he has to hit you so many times. There is burst available on Boyka, but we get an RC for a YRC, and then the throw to close it out. Nicely done for Bean. 1-1 in rounds right now.
Yeah, really great stuff there. Of course, Boyka now does have burst on deck compared to Bean without. And, when it comes to Chip, with his health so low, it's very possible that Bean could just straight up die before the burst comes back. So we'll have to see what happens here.
Interesting check there, and Boyka was checking with like a 5P, but ended up getting a grab there. It worked, and then he's going to use the food direct to go ahead and get our area shift. 2K2D, and then oh my god, he challenged it with a Vapor
Just calls
Thrust.
it
He's
out.
genius.
Just calls it
He's
out.
a
You got a
genius.
burst to spare. You got time. Go for it. That was a fantastic call out by Boyka. And Boyka actually takes the first game.
Okay, so my question is answered. You know what he brought to the table? A whole lot of call-outs. I guess Boyka
Yeah.
has studied this. That Vapor Thrust, to call that out, was actually genius.
Yeah, that was absolutely fantastic. And we saw shades of this earlier with that 6P call out as well. It seems like Boyka really understands the matchup quite well. Nice, another one. There you go.
Ooh, and then with the stun edge coming out, catching a backdash too, constantly keeping Bean in that shock state, that's huge. You're going to get extra damage, and that's exactly what you want. Now, Kai is taking a little bit more damage this time, and then we get the crossover there, and then get kicked in the head. Oh, but a challenge with 2P.
Oh, immediate
Oh,
ride
he
of
rode
lightning,
the
but I'm pretty
lightning.
sure Bean's blocking.
Oh no, you're dead, buddy.
Yeah, that's... Oh, or not! Possible chance to come back here. Ah.
I thought that raw ride the lightning worked. I thought it was a punish, but Bean was smarter than I.
Yeah, I definitely would have been pressing there for sure. Fantastic try though with the call out though. Probably only with the first calls that's only failed so far, so maybe Bean's recognized and got to be a bit safer against this player who's willing to throw out the crazy options.
I love
Ooh,
the
there we
tap
go.
dust in that too. What a great combo from Boyka.
Yeah, here we go. One more hit. That should be it. Nice and easy. Tie it up. There we go. Last round.
Yeah, I am really impressed with Boyka's gameplay right now. Stuck out a 5K. Interesting. Just testing the waters, seeing what was there.
Huge counter start.
That time that overhead was not challenged. Bean was
Yeah,
waiting to see if that
exactly.
vapor thrust was there.
For sure, for sure. Nice. Trade burst. Here we go. We push to the corner one more
Okay,
time.
charge.
But
Yeah, I love the charge stun edge into the throw, covers that up, charge stun edge again. A backdash comes out. I thought that was going to be challenged, and then the RC into the air to keep the combo going. The wall damage did get reset in there, but it doesn't matter. Oh my god, Bean was too
Wow.
late to get the area shift. I don't know if he wanted that or not. He is going to manage to close this out because there's going to be extra damage with the wall, but I don't know if that was a mistake or on purpose from Bean. That's something that I would like to know later.
yeah, that's either the craziest reset idea or like an intentional drop. But I'll choose to believe it was intentional for now.
I'm going to believe it was intentional until proven otherwise.
Nice, another.
I'm
vapor
sorry,
thrust.
Boyka's
Wow.
vapor thrusts, these challenges with the DPs are spectacular. He's calling it out at just the right time because that can be detrimental if it's wrong.
Yeah, and especially when with a seasoned player like Bean. Bean knows that he has it. He's not going to just run into danger like for no reason. Oh, fantastic RC. Here we go. So can you push to the corner here? We got a little bit of life, but here we go. Direct Clay, shock state. DP. Not enough to kill.
Yeah. Not enough. And the FD as well. Finally getting that overhead damage in, but that was could have been a rough road, honestly.
For sure, for sure. Getting a better start here, though, with an immediately DP answer.
Bean is adjusting to the way that Boyka is playing, and I can see that because he's not doing as many of those overheads. But in the meantime, Boyka, if he can get his tempo going, is doing a great job. Bean having to use all these reversals to get his damage back, getting the exact right spacing by removing his character a bit, and then once again, kind of fell out of the combo, but used the throw to put Boyka back into the corner.
Yeah, it almost looks like an intentional reset, so maybe it is just being an intentional sort of setup there to get the throw.
I agree with you, Roy. I think that is what is going on here. And then got that tap dust and then dashes out of it. PRC to catch Bean. It was a very good PRC. It could have gone really awry, but Boyka has everything in their favor.
Yeah, nice runs him into the corner here, gets the throw as well, setting up for some pressure. Great stuff again. Another vapor thrust. Wow, his success rate on these has been fantastic.
I don't think I've ever seen a Kai that successful with Vapor Thrust this many times. So if Bean can start to get him throwing those Vapor Thrusts out when they are not good, that could be really huge for him.
Yeah, maybe some safe jumps, maybe some other more deceptive moves, but I think that's actually going to be it right here. And there you go. Bean takes the next game.
Chip mains stress me out. My goodness. And I will continue to be stressed through this bracket. It's just, you know, Chip is death by 1,000 cuts, but he also folds like tissue paper. And the way they play is so frenetic and spastic, but it's just the nature of the character. That's how Chip has always been.
Yeah, especially in this game where the damage can feel really bad, especially on the wall breaks. Oh, here we go with the wall break. Speaking of, here we get the area shift. Hard
That's
knockdown. What's the mix?
Huge starter for Bean here. And then, good lord, I think that was just far slash. Just went ka-chonk.
Yeah.
Oh, he
just
rode the
called it
lightning.
out! Oh no! Fell out!
Oh, but that was a very strange series of events. It favored Bean, but the way that Ride the Lightning interacted with Bean's movement at that time was very interesting.
Yeah, I felt like he fell out of it, unfortunately, and then Boyka tried to salvage it with the gold burst, but that was it,
Yes,
unfortunately.
agreed. Agreed. And now the thing is, you know, you had that burst, and now you don't.
Yeah,
Big
especially in
damage
this situation.
Yeah, gonna take that wall damage. Bean is sitting on 100% tension, spends it because you know he's going to get the positive tension bonus as well. Good blocking. Just stands up to block, not even FDing, anticipates the grab incoming. RC comes out, YRC to reset. And now what's the pressure? RC, and then just Alpha Blade, baby. Bean is going to move on in the upper half of the bracket.
Yeah, Bean really putting on a really great display here, especially after losing the first game. I was a little concerned at first, but Bean quickly adapted, noted the changes that were going out, and especially I think was the big one was sort of respecting that Boyka was willing to do these crazy reversals and playing a lot safer as the sort of games went on, and then was rewarded with a nice 3-0 there at the very end reverse.
Yeah, really, really well done. I like the adaptations that Bean had. Like you said, Roy, I totally agree. It was looking very rocky in that first round or first game. So difficult, you know, looked like there was a road to climb. I loved the ideas that Boyka had. Honestly, I thought that was really cool. There was a lot of very standard Kai stuff, but whereas, you know, Boyka had some really great things going on in very standard combos. I do want to highlight how good his vapor thrusts were, because honestly, that's some of the best vapor thrusts that I've ever seen. But there wasn't as much, you know, mixing of the tempo and the pacing that we saw with Danny's Kai, throwing in some of those 6Ks, getting in a little bit of different timing with the charge stun edges and things like that. And Bean really did get a handhold on that, and then was able to use some reversals, meterless and metered, of his own to really start changing the tide of that.
Yeah, and I think at the end of the day, they were starting to see exactly how the Chip versus Kai matchups could really be played. And the fantastic part about this is we're going to be able to see this sort of tested as we see DM Danny face Bean a little bit shortly in our semifinals after our next two matches, which would be really cool to see as well. But our
really
next match,
looking forward
though,
to that.
Oh, absolutely. But our next match is going to be Fatal versus Gosuke, and that should be another fantastic match as well. I believe this is our first non-Chip Kai match, so we'll see how this one goes.
Yeah, so Fatal is going to be on. Well, actually, yeah, Fatal is gonna. Okay, we do have a Chip. There is a Chip. We can't escape from Chip. That's fine though. Out here from Massachusetts, has the elusive styles. I've known them under that for a bit now. They do have a pocket Sin. I would really love to see that. I don't see competitive Sin very often, and I'm a fan of Sin Kisuke. I'm not gonna lie to you. But yeah, I think that is our third and final Chip of the bracket.
Fantastic. And yeah, I would love to see his Sin as well. Sin doesn't get nearly as much love as we would like, but his opponent is going to be Gosuke, and Gosuke is another really fantastic player. And this is going to be our Faust, 21 years of age, from Washington, Sun Ghost on Twitter.
I am so excited for Faust. Man, Faust is such an interesting character within the Guilty Gear universe, and there's some spectacular Faust players. I mean, Apology Man still on that Faust he is not apologizing for what he does on this character. But you know, and then of course the creator of Frosty Faustings, Elvin Shadow, who plays that character in different iterations of this Guilty Gear. But it's always interesting to see, because Faust is he is a random item character. You don't know what you're gonna get. So if the items favor you, you're in a great place. If they do not, heaven help you, because heaven or hell, let's rock, and you gotta hold that.
Yeah. Exactly. And we'll have to see how this matchup sort of plays out. I don't have too much experience as Faust tends to be a relatively more rare character, but I think it should be a really interesting matchup against Chip as well.
If Faust gets good items, if Faust, especially with like the weight that could interrupt how Chip is interacting on the ground, if he can throw the banana peel, things that are going to mess up Chip's movement and his aerial space. Not as much like the things that cause damage. It's things that are going to cut off an avenue of approach for Chip. That's what's going to be important to look for the Faust.
Yeah, absolutely. Like the horde, the hammer, and stuff like that. Getting the spins going though, right into the corner, and really great stuff right here off the bat. Elusive starting to get some openings here, though.
Fatal doing a good job here. The scalpel comes out. The thing with Faust is when he ducks, he actually can duck under a lot of moves. He's very, very low to the ground. Okay, we did get a... Oh my gosh, he got meteors and the scarecrow. YRC resets the neutral, but Gosuke was ready.
Yeah, that was a fantastic block by Gosuke there. Oh, went for the command grab there you saw for a half second. Gosuke trying to push him back. Nice counter hit. Here we go. Get something started in the corner. Good throw. Great pressure. Oh, hits with the low. Nice, very delayed low there.
This
Using
extremely
RCs to keep
delayed.
the pressure. Yeah.
Ooh, Gosuke went for something, anything. His wrist gauge was cranked, honestly. He had to be really careful. And then mixes it up with the command grab. Really well done from Fatal. But Gosuke honestly put a ton of damage onto Fatal, and it didn't look like he did that much. He didn't get a ton of items. Oh, Baby Faust is out, so Chip has got to be careful. Bomb bag. That's what it is. You're cutting off the ground, cut off the air, cut off the ground, cut off the air. Using mix, mix, mix to go back and forth, and then has to take the burst because Chip was getting awfully close.
Now, you saw there one thing was really important there as well, is that Faust couldn't actually pull items there because of how fast Chip is. So immediately just trying to respect the space, trying to see what could happen. And I think that's one element of this that could be really difficult for Faust, is that if there's one thing worse than bad items, it's no items at all. And that we're kind of seeing that right now as Chip pushes him into the corner and gets the wall break.
You're exactly right. I mean, Faust is an item character. You have to get something onto the playing field, and he's not getting the opportunity, and Chip's speed is certainly to blame for that. To blame, to curse, whatever. Using all of this tension to FD, and then as soon as he stopped FDing, good old 2K2D takes him out.
Yeah, and this is looking pretty difficult to really start to get Faust's game plan rolling because so much relies on getting momentum of using one item to get your next item and sort of chaining them together to get good openings on your opponent. With Chip suffocating you in the corner like this, it's difficult to even find a way out. So we'll have to see if any sort of adaptations can be made here by Gosuke and see what could happen from it. Gets the initial throw here, pushing him to the corner. See if something can happen here. He spends the burst. This is his chance to make something happen. Oh, but it gets caught.
Oh,
And another easy wall break.
Yeah, very easy. Gets this a little bit of extra damage. Oh man, I just want to see Gosuke do something.
Well, I love that PRC to fake low. Yeah, it was fantastic.
Wow. I mean, to Fatal's credit, he's playing spectacularly, and he's playing exactly like he should. You can't let Gosuke get an item toss. You can't let him get anything going, because if you do, then you're in huge trouble. But
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
Gosuke's sake, I just want him to throw something.
Yeah, this is really tough to see sometimes, especially with how airtight this pressure seems to be. Look at this. Really, really clean pressure strings, never overextending, just constantly keeping Faust pushed to the corner here.
All right, stepping back, just trying to pressure the area. The scalpel comes out too. Oh my gosh. Fatal's baiting him. He's baiting Gosuke into putting out buttons that are really dangerous with long recovery.
Yeah, and it's so tough too there as Faust, because what do? You can't throw an item because Chip will just fly at you. You can't press a button because he's already waiting just outside the range. He can instantly run in and punish you. It's just so rough if you don't have momentum on your side against Chip, especially in this matchup in particular. Fantastic work though by Fatal. Completely almost textbook explanation of how to play this matchup.
Yeah, we're sitting here 2-0 with Fatal. I mean, if you're Gosuke, what do you do? And not a
Yeah,
rhetorical
this is
question.
tough.
What would you do?
Yeah, no. To me, it's one of these questions where I think you might have to like start making some bigger guesses and start going for teleports. At the end of the day, you can't really just sort of sit there in the corner and let him just sort of watch you. At the end of the day, you have to start making some sort of opening, and that will necessitate some level of risk. Because right now it just feels like you're getting suffocated out of the match entirely, right? So at that point, try to find some options that can really sort of surprise him. Try to throw out some more moves that are lesser weighted for. Like Fatal was clearly just waiting for the sweep there, right? In the scalpel. So like in that case, hey, maybe run up, maybe start doing some floats, maybe jump bag. We'll have to see exactly how Faust manages to handle this.
Yeah, I was wondering if we were going back to character select briefly, because Gosuke does have a pocket soul. Chose not to bring out that character, wants to ride or die in this first part of the upper bracket with the Faust. But I mean, I was I was looking into chat and somebody says change your player, change your character. If you have a secondary character, I don't think that would have been the worst decision at this point. Just because I really do feel like Fatal's got your number.
Oh, there
but
we go.
Gosuke with the aggressive command grab. Oh, he went for it again. Don't be greedy, my guy. You got one thing. Come on now.
Yeah, and see, that was exactly what I was talking about earlier. Elusive wasn't ready for the run-up command grab. It was staying outside of the range of the other moves and was immediately got hit by it. But now Elusive is taking momentum back, putting right back to the corner. Gosuke having to hold a lot of mix-ups here. YRC tries to buy some space.
Okay.
Get some space.
Ooh,
oh, no.
challenge.
Gets pushed right back in.
Yeah, I agree, Roy. You know, Gosuke's trying to get that space, and Fatal said, remember space? No, you don't. Suffocate.
Yeah, it's so rough. And those constant 50-50s with the PRC low out of the Rekka, it's just so difficult for Gosuke to have to guess constantly and maintain airtight defense against that.
It's really detrimental to your mental stack, you know? There's so much that you have to keep track of with Chip, and Fatal is playing this wonderfully. And this is very selfish of me, I would love to see the Fatal Bean matchup. That would be sick. Let me see
absolutely.
Fatal
I feel
versus
like
Bean.
yeah, I think especially the Chip versus Chip matchups are going to be absolutely fantastic because of how momentum swingy they are. They'll be really engaging matchups. But for now, though, Gosuke almost out of this entirely for the first winner upper bracket. Got probably one or two more guesses in him, and it could be something huge here. No burst though, so maybe something happens.
No burst. Risk. Look at the risk. He was in red risk. Fatal got an opening. That's that. Fatal played that textbook. It was so clean. It was crisp. It was well executed. There are so many different words I could use to describe that gameplay. Unfortunately for Gosuke, they're going to be going down to the lower half of this bracket in a clean 3-0 from Fatal's favor.
Yeah, and I think this sort of part of this comes down to maybe matchup inexperience. Part of it comes down to just the matchup in general. It just felt like Faust really couldn't get any of the game plan started that he really wants to, and Chip just feels like if you don't have a really strong reversal against him, you are going to have to hold a lot of stuff that most other characters don't have to, and that's unfortunately what we sort of saw there today.
Yeah, it is. It is unfortunate. But fortunately, everybody started in the upper half of this bracket, so nobody has to be relegated to the spectators bracket just yet. And also, fortunately, everybody who is here, as a reminder, did get prizes for making it into this top 8. We have one more upper bracket match remaining for this first round, and that is Kaneki versus Mike Saftig. So that is going to be our final Kai and our first Soul. So we have the... this is like the textbook pro tag matchup.
Yeah, exactly. We got the both pro tags on deck here. The pseudo Shotos that we have, and this should be a really interesting match. Again, we've seen a lot of Kai already today, as well as different flavors of them. So we'll see our third Kai flavor, and we'll have to see if they manage to shift things up a bit. We'll see, are they closer to DM Danny? Are they closer to Boyka? We'll have to sort of figure that out. And of course, we'll also have our first Soul, and we'll have to see how a Soul handles such an interesting bracket that he's going to have to run through.
Mm-hmm. Mike Saftig has been playing a lot online. I'm sorry. I was really excited about Mike, but we can get excited about Kaneki first. So Kaneki, there he is, also from Mexico. We did have a huge outpouring from Mexico, so thank you guys so much. And in chat, too, I see a lot of people who are excited about the number of Mexican players we have in here, so thank you so much for coming out and supporting them as well for this. But there we have Kaneki on that Kai. You can follow him there, twitch.tv/Kaneki_red_reaper, and on his Twitter, Kaneki_RR.
Yeah, fantastic. And his opponent is going to be Mike Saftig, who we'll see here in just a moment. The Soul player, 27 years old, also from Mexico. Mike Saftig on Twitter and Mike Saftig on stream as well. So this will be a really interesting match. And you mentioned this earlier, and honestly, it's kind of crazy. We have 5 members of Mexico here compared to the 3 Americans. So honestly, it's a Mexican-dominated bracket. I'm really excited to see how this sort of goes.
I am too. Mike Saftig, I was getting really excited because I was like, I remember seeing him. Done a lot of online tournaments, he has a huge online presence, and so it's been spectacular to be able to see him grow this Soul, and his Soul is scary. I do have a lower bracket update for you. Boyka took it 3-1 over Shankla, so Shankla is out of this. Unfortunate. Thank you so much for being here, Chankla, but Boyka is moving on, so we're going to get the final Kyle We've had so many Kyles. And then into our one Soul.
Yeah, really, really interesting. I think that was also a Kai versus Chip match in lower bracket as well, which is hilarious. But here we go. We're going to be getting to the next match in just a moment here. It's going to be Mike Saftig versus Kaneki in just a moment. We'll be getting the match started just shortly as we get both players into the lobby, and we'll be going from there. But this is a very classic Guilty Gear matchup from across each of the games, and while, of course, it's shifted, it's always a really fantastic one to see.
It is so fun, and Guilty Gear lore is so incredibly deep and has so much content that you could go on and on about what's going on here. And I mean, the easy one here is, of course, Soul is Kai's father-in-law, which is a thing.
Yeah.
which is why you have some really fun interactions when Sin and Kai and Strive talk to each other, and how Sin talks about eating, like, Soul makes him chili or something, and he's like, I must talk to Soul, get this recipe.
Yeah, exactly. And there's one thing where, like, Soul, because he's cheap, was like, I'll give Sin sugar water as a treat, and Kai's like, well, you've been feeding my son sugar water? Like, what's going on, man? It's a fantastic dynamic. Yeah.
And I appreciate that they continue to incorporate the lore into the intros. It just makes it really special when you get these fun character interactions, just because, it highlights the history, the long, long history of Guilty Gear, which, I mean, there is a lot of content to Guilty Gear, and we keep adding to it. And I love that so much, especially most recently with the addition of Asuka Arkreutz, who is now in the game. I am in love with this character so much, and I am thrilled to have him finally as a playable character in the Guilty Gear cast. He's been such a neat addition, and I really look forward to seeing what people do with him. He's only been out since, I believe it was the 25th he came out of last month, so want to see what people really do with him. But, when you have all of those, just the spell cards and the 3 different test cases and everything that you can do with them, it's wild. And it's just blowing this game wide open as we continue to get into what will be Season 3 of Guilty Gear Strive.
Yeah, I'm incredibly excited. They already confirmed that we're getting another season with more characters. Of course, everyone has their favorites. Guilty Gear has such a huge, illustrious cast. But like you mentioned Asuka there, I wanted to see Asuka at this tournament, but honestly, for being quite frank, Asuka is such an in-depth character. There's so much to learn about that character across the board. He is... Oh man, that is one of the most difficult characters I have seen in a fighting game for quite a while. Just on the sheer amount of knowledge and information you have to stack up to play him, it's quite intimidating, but I know that when someone manages to do it, just like we saw with 9 the Phantoms in previous Blaze Blue, I feel like it's going to be absolutely incredible once someone brings it to a tournament and really showcases what the character can do.
I agree. So if you guys are unfamiliar, we will get into this match shortly, just so you guys know. But if you're unfamiliar with Asuka, just because he is very new, there are some really interesting mechanics that he has that nobody else in the cast has. He is a spell caster. He loads 4 spells into each of his slots: punch, kick, slash, and heavy slash. He spends those spells with quarter circle forward. He reloads them with quarter circle back. He can change what spells he has by inputting double down and then, in addition, punch, kick, or slash. Each of those test cases is what they're called. The first test case has projectiles. The second test case has mix-up tools. The third test case has these really unique things, but he also has mana, which gives him a buff for certain things. He has to have mana to cast spells. And now we're getting into this game, which has no Asuka in it whatsoever, but Mike Saftig is up 1 in this matchup.
Yeah, this should be already quite interesting as we get running already. Oh, immediate DPs from both players, answering each other immediately. You love to see that in the classic Shoto matchups. But immediately, Mike Saftig taking the first initiative here, but gets bursted out.
Unfortunate. Loving these colors, too. They're almost like opposite colors of each other. Oh my gosh, that tap dust was completely negated by Mike Saftig. He is a very aware player, but I love this setup with a charged stun edge from Kaneki.
Yeah, this is doing great. Oh, nice try of the cross up there, but managed to take the block here. Ooh, that was a really creative RC with the air fire slash there. Here we go. Brings him right to the corner with Volcanic. Great combo optimization here, right into the corner. Mix up. Immediate DP, though.
Yeah, with the RC afterwards for that little carry, really nicely done. Throw comes out, not enough damage. The reset.
Oh, this is so close. Fafnir, here we go.
This is stressful. This is stressful. Do it
Oh,
again.
so many
Oh.
Wow,
There we
what
go.
a what a
So many
crazy
dusts.
match.
That was insane. I'm loving it.
Nice, gets the full knockdown here. Nice, blocks it entirely. Big damage here. Nope, burst instead. Nice, I love the use of the 2D there to slide underneath the projectile.
Yep. Oh my goodness, what a challenge. I love the way that Kaneki is testing the range really well with the hitboxes of his far-ranging normals. And then what a huge counter hit on that Vapor Thrust into a throw, the charge stun edge setup, and then the dust into the PRC. Kaneki is
very, very
coming
clean
back
match
strong.
there. Yeah, we didn't get to
like
see the first
it.
match, unfortunately, but that was an incredible answer back by Kaneki there to get the games tied up 1-1. And it looks like we'll see a really competitive set here. This is how fast-paced the matches have already becoming.
I love this. Man, Guilty Gear is such a cool game, and it's so neat to see what these players do under this. This is a high-pressure situation. There's a lot on the line, and it's fun to see what they have and how much they're willing to put out there information-wise early in the games to get an advantage.
Absolutely, and the best of 5 short format really facilitates that. Lots of adaptations, lots of mind games, lots of considerations to be made. The idea of tournaments being a completely different environment than online ladder, for example, is very easily demonstrated when you see best of 5 tournament matches, and we'll see plenty of adaptations already, as I'm sure we're going to see as 1-1 is now our game score.
Yeah, I did like seeing what we had out from Kaneki. In particular, the way that he is using his charge dusts into the RCs, like the immediate RC cancels to continue the combo. Really liking those from him, but I would love to see some more adaptations from Mike, which I know he can do. I've seen him do it before, so I'd love to see him do it again here.
Yeah, absolutely. With him taking the first game, getting a game answered back against him, I'm sure he has a couple moments here to think, and we'll see how it goes right away. Immediately called out, but gets the burst. Yeah. Being pushed back and forth, sort of feeling each other out here. Oh, great footsies there with a 5K, but managed to get pushed into the corner all the same. Oh, Volcanic just calls him out entirely, getting to the full big combo here in the corner. Ooh, I love that feint, try to make him flinch.
Yeah, I do too. Ooh, and Kaneki using that 6K from Kai, I really like that. There was a bit of a grab coming out there. The range was too different. I love the use of the jump dust to change the jump arc and completely throw off Mike's anti-air. That was nice work from Kaneki.
Yeah, really fantastic play there, and immediately a Vapor Thrust into the RC to close it out. All right, here we go. Mike needs to make some adaptations here. Else does he go down, start going down in games here. Oh, gets caught in the backdash, it looks there. Getting pushed into the corner, no burst. Plenty of damage, positive bonus. Could be anything happening here.
Yeah. Oh, testing with that 6P. I saw that come out the elbow. Mike just got that burst back and used it immediately to create some space he really needed. And then he baited the Vapor Thrust. That was really smart.
Yeah, he's been seeing Kaneki use these a lot, and that's exactly what we were talking about earlier. Adaptations, fantastic. Gets the wall break on his side. Positive bonus coming in. Could be his chance here, but no burst. So he has to play around Kaneki's burst, but also have to deal with the fact that he doesn't have one of his own. And this could be it here.
Yeah,
Right into the
could
corner.
Be, yep.
Fantastic.
Scaling. Oh, there it is. Directly.
Yeah, well, fantastic combo optimization there by Kaneki, getting every single hit of damage he needed there to close out the round. And that puts him up a game, taking 2 in a row, despite going down the first game.
I know that Kaneki took it, but I really, really liked the bait that Mike Saftig did. That little like backdash to get him to do the Vapor Thrust and then to punish afterwards. I thought that was really smart. I want to see more of that. I want to see more of that out of everybody, because pretty much with the exception of Faust, all of the characters that we see have DPs that can be baited, and you can get in so much trouble if you just start throwing those out willy-nilly. I want to see more challenges to that and more baits.
Yeah, I think that this top finals, especially with how much we've been seeing people throw out their DPs, is going to be a very explosive finals as we get further and further along the bracket. But here we go. Let's see what happens as Mike Saftig gets things started into the corner, but immediately, there we go, another one.
Oh my goodness,
Nice
burst.
gets the
Woo,
burst.
baby. Yeah, you had to do that. That was going to be a lot of damage.
Yeah, there's a chance to make something
Again,
happen
using-
here.
Yeah, using that jump dust to change the momentum and the side switch afterwards. Kaneki's a genius.
Yeah, really fantastic stuff there, but
Oh,
unfortunately,
didn't
bit of a drop, it looked
connect.
like.
Yeah, timing was off on that sweep. That's unfortunate. Too bad. I'm sorry, dude.
Puts in the corner, though, with Volcanic. No burst to save him here. Right into the wall. Gets a mix-up. Oh, fantastic backdash to dodge the throw.
Love this, and then the charged Vapor Thrust to just change up their timing once again. Mike Saftig is in shock state. YRC resets the pressure. Oh, he went in for a grab. Mike's movement in neutral is very solid. I'm really liking, I mean, to use a term that we commonly use in Street Fighter, the footsies that he has. Just those little backs and forths and those little taps of testing the waters. Really well done from Mike.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially when you're facing a player who's doing a lot of DPs as reversals, you need to start doing things like this, and we're seeing it start pay off dividends in here as Mike Saftig is looking really strong going into this final round here for him.
This could be really
A lot of
important
tension.
if Kaneki used that. Yep, uses it once there for the YRC, then uses the second one for the RC, but Mike Saftig got his burst back and is going to put a stop to what could have been the winning game for Kaneki, but it's not. We have our first 2-2, finally.
Yeah, fantastic stuff here. I'm really, really excited to see this. We were talking about this earlier when we first saw them sort of in that first match we saw them trading DPs back and forth, trading a lot of damage back and forth. These two are really closely matched, so we'll have to see how it comes down to in this final game on winner's side.
Oh my goodness, this is tense. And they're both making such conscious, active adjustments that it's actually difficult for me to say who has the upper hand in this particular set. I highlighted Mike's movement in that last game, but honestly, Kaneki is making really smart decisions, in particular with the way that he's changing his air trajectory by manipulating that jump dust. In case you don't know or if you're unfamiliar, I mean, we got a lot of people here watching Guilty Gear, so thanks for hanging out with us. But Kai's jump dust stops his momentum. It actually like puts him in place and he'll drop straight down afterwards. So it can be very confusing for your opponent if you're anticipating his jump arc being different than what it is by using that jump dust.
Absolutely. Here we go into the final game between these two players. Immediate 6P gets immediately bursted right back. And we're going to see things as they sort of develop here, getting pushed into the corner very, very slowly here. A burst puts Mike back into the corner, but the air dash gets him back over and back to center stage. Oh, immediate sweep, but unfortunately misses the connection.
Oh my god, did you see
Good
Mike
reaction.
just like regular stand block that? He was
Yeah,
so
that was fantastic.
confident. He
Absolutely.
said, stand block this.
Yeah, I love the use of Bandit Bringers there just to really make sure it kept Kai pinned to the corner. Oh, gets caught in the backdash again. You saw that happen once, twice already. Let's see if this happens here. Fantastic spacing there with the far slash, but gets called out immediately.
Oh my gosh, excellent backdashes on both parts there. Oh my goodness, that kick has so much recovery from Soul, and Kaneki did not capitalize. I'm really surprised. He's been doing a great job on that. Opened up the oppression from Mike Saftig was really huge there. Gets the wall break, didn't have enough tension built up. If he'd had a Superman, that would have done all of the damage he needed. Yo, send out the projectiles, Kaneki.
Ooh,
Never mind,
just
get
hard
punched.
called out with the bringer. Fantastic work by Mike Saftig there.
Oh.
Here we go.
Kaneki's got to make some adjustments. He's looking a little frazzled in his gameplay. He's doing some things that he hasn't done before. He's missing a couple of connections. His spacing is slightly off. I want to see that mental get back together.
Ooh, gets called out immediately by the full screen Viper. Oh, I love that backdash. They both backdash. They were expecting a throw. Gets the side swap. Here we go. Your chance to start some
Oh, he
offense.
dropped the combo, and then he missed the throw. This is huge. Come on, Kaneki. Put it together. Never mind. You're dead. Just kidding.
And you see the confidence there by
Saftig.
Mike. just ran up the full distance of the screen into a throw because he knew that he wasn't pressing anything. He knew he had the mental advantage there and just took the round.
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic stuff. And that's a 3-2 win by Mike Saftig. Things were looking a little hairy for a moment there as Kaneki took 2 games back-to-back, but Mike managed to bring it back and take the final game there as well.
Yeah, he did a really good job. It was unfortunate that it's always really hard when you watch in real time somebody's mental stack fall. And you could really see the freneticness and the frantic gameplay that Kaneki had been so solid prior to this. And then to just sort of see those seizing motions and then, dropping combos and connections that he had in earlier rounds. That's unfortunate, but not out of this yet. That was still in the upper bracket, so that means we have finished our first round of the upper bracket. And while we have been doing this, we have been running things off stream. You can see those updates, which I gave you that one earlier, but there you can see it again. Boyka up 3-1 over Chankla in the lower bracket, which means that Chankla will be out of this in 7th now. So as we go, though, we are starting to fill out the rest of this top 8, working our way towards that grand final, which, of course, the prize for that is our EVO prize package.
Yeah, that prize package is ridiculous, too. You get your flights, your hotel, some spending cash, your ground transportation, everything paid for, as well as tickets to the actual event so you can compete in Guilty Gear Strive. It's going to be a fantastic prize for just about anyone who manages to make it. And I know a lot of these players have quite a storied career online on these online tournaments, but it'd be even more amazing for them to actually go to EVO and start winning the whole thing. So we'll hopefully have to get to see that, but we'll have to see who manages to make it there first.
Yeah, I mean, this sort of like a side thing, but EVO is so incredible, and it was great to see it back in person, offline last year. Last year was my first time going to EVO in person. I was blown away by the hospitality, by the setup, by just the sheer amount of effort and care that went into that. And I mean, it's been almost a year and I still haven't stopped talking about it. It was such an incredible experience to be there. So I hope that if you at home have the opportunity, if you're interested in going, that you can go. Please do. There's all sorts of information up about that. You can find it both on the official EVO Twitter. You can find it, it's evo.gg, things like that. But for these players, for a lot of them, being able to go to Las Vegas, especially if you're from, not the U.S., even if you're across the country in the U.S., it's a huge hurdle for some of these players. And so to have an opportunity like this with the Road to EVO series is such a gift. And I'm excited to see these gifts get distributed and watch people flourish.
Yeah, I think it's what a great way to do it too. Open qualifications into a chance for anyone at home right now to get their chance to win and really prove if you have the skills, we will take you there. You will get to compete at the biggest tournament basically in the year. So this would be a really fantastic opportunity for just about anyone. And I'm really glad that that Sony PlayStation is able to run these events and sort of bring everyone in and sort of display all these fantastic online players. Because sometimes you just don't have a local scene and it's hard to get that practice in. But if you grind enough online with rollback netcode, now you have your chance to actually prove that you can do it. And I think that's absolutely fantastic.
It really is. It's just such an important opportunity to be able to grant this. And like you said, open qualifiers, everybody who you see in these top 8s across all of our different games. So across MK, Guilty, Tekken, and then in different regions, Melty Blood as well, and Dragon Ball, things like that. We have opportunities to, everybody came in for free. Everyone played for free, and you win everything from cash to a trip to EVO. How cool is that? I can't hide my excitement. It's just such an important opportunity to be able to grow our communities in such a way that we can come together and have this and celebrate our different communities through these events. And we're going to keep doing that because we have more games to play in Guilty Gear. As a matter of fact, we're going to get our next match up now. Surprise, surprise, y'all, it's a Chip and a Kai.
Yeah, exactly. But now it's important to note, though, these players both won their respective Kai versus Chip matchups. So we're going to see the winner of a Kai versus Chip with a Kai winner and the winner of a Chip versus Kai with a Chip winner. And we get to see really how is this matchup really going to unfold.
have no idea. Now, Danny, as a reminder, Danny took his Kai Chip match 3-0. Bean took his Kai match 3-1.
So it might be an option. Might be a different edge there. We'll have to see here in just a moment as we get started into the first match. Trading far slashes there.
Chip versus Kai Part 3, Electric Boogaloo.
Exactly.
This is what we're going for.
Nice immediate reversal there. Oh, I love that backdash right into the slide.
Oh my heavens to Betsy. Bean is taking so much damage. Honestly, though, this is very similar to how Bean's first Chip Kai match looked. So I'm not putting too much on this other than that Danny is doing a great job controlling the pacing of this match.
Absolutely. You're seeing him actually throw out these backdash 5Ks, 2Ds constantly. You see him constantly. Oh, nice 6P call out. Here we go. Charge stun edge. Great some pressure into the corner. There's that 6K you were talking about earlier. Really fantastic loops here into the corner. Huge damage. And that's positive bonus for him.
Incredible stuff here from Danny. I mean, Danny is playing as fast as a Chip player, which is a little unusual for a Kai. Typically, they have a, I wouldn't say a slow tempo, but a medium fast-ish tempo. But he's just like, time to get to winners finals. Hi.
Yeah, Kais tend to be very methodical because your character has so many tools that are very versatile. So you want to make sure you use them effectively. But here we're seeing him actually put a lot of pressure down. He gets that first knockdown, charge stunnage, and pushes Bean right to the corner. But this time, Bean pushes him to the corner, takes the burst from him, and here we go, right into the wall, into a wall break area transition.
That was a really, really great start from Bean. I'm loving the change in his pacing here. Oh, he almost got underneath that little poke from Danny. Oh, but then he burst and he got caught by the charge stun edge. The timing in that charge stun edge is a little scary.
Absolutely, and you saw that far slash also caught his backdash too. Like DM Danny's really taking a lot of really good options here that cover multiple different defensive choices from Bean, giving him some really solid options. Here we go, the charge. Oh, I love that backdash, almost reading, I think, scouting out a DP there, but gets pushed to the corner here.
Yeah, and Bean went in for a grab, and Danny was doing that jump heavy slash. Such a good button. It has a huge radius as well, and just like that, though, Bean switches sides almost in an elusive fashion, gets the overdrive and the wall break.
Yeah, it looks like he scouted out the direct plate and then ducked underneath it. Oh, here we go, right back into the corner, though. And
does it again.
Another wall break.
Again, scaling. Scaling is...
Yeah.
It hurts Chip, man. It hurts Chip real bad. Oh, gold burst, though. This could be quite a reversal for Danny.
Oh, is that enough? Is that close enough? It is.
And then the RC after to continue the combo. No, he dropped it. And then he gets it with a throw. Danny, oh, you're so rude with the raw ride the lightning into an RC. What a call out.
I was shocked. I was shocked he did the RC. I'm like, there's no way you've labbed this. There's no way you have a combo ready for this. But manages to still pick it up anyways. And there you go. Danny taking the lead here. 2-0. Fantastic play by Danny so far.
I love that. I just love, you don't have a combo, but you know what? You picked it up, and we take those.
Absolutely, absolutely. Oh, I love these backdashes. Oh, they traded the 2Ds into 2Ks into 2Ds there. It's really funny.
I love that look. It's nice, though, because you can see the similarities in the animation. It really helps identifying when your opponent does things like that. Oh my gosh, the burst at the very end. Stab.
Yeah, that far slash is just so good at controlling space, especially against Chip. You want to keep him out that far because he loses so many more options out there. It's that you're constantly seeing Danny take. Oh, fantastic 6P.
Yes, I'm really. Danny's understanding of the tools that Guilty Gear Strive has is incredible because he is doing it based entirely on, basic stuff that the game gave him. And he's taking it clean 3-0 over Bean, which is a mirror of the 3-over that Kaneki took over Gosuke in the lower half of this bracket while this was going on.
Now, I don't want to alert you, but DM Danny is currently 6-0 against Chips now. So maybe he just really studied this matchup. Maybe he just knows. Maybe he has some practice partners that play a lot of Chip because he's looking incredibly solid across the board. Yeah,
I would really like to know if he has some Chip experience because, I mean, He's 6-0, and that is impressive with a group of players of this caliber. And Bean, who was top 8 at EVO for Guilty Gear last year, you made him look, not, I wouldn't want to say look silly because it didn't look silly, but you made him look like a non-factor.
Yeah, it's
Good for you.
It's
I'm
pretty,
loving
it's
it.
pretty crazy. Yeah, no, DM Danny is doing some incredible work here. The amount of patience I really, really loved a lot. He was constantly baiting out different options as well. You saw the final set there. The game prior, he ran up, took a throw to win the set. This time, he runs forward to threaten the same thing, and immediately, as Chip goes for the throw, he backdashes and gets the full punish. Like, it feels like DM Danny is so aware of all the choices his opponent is making and is constantly counteracting them. And I think that's something you love to see on a Kai player, especially. But let's go ahead and take a look at the bracket now and see how things have been shaking out so far.
There we have it.
Alright.
So, oh gosh, Bean and Kaneki. So that is another Chip versus Kai. Boyka will be waiting for the loser of this next one of Fatal versus Mike Saftig. But that means, also our one Faust is now out of the tournament. And curses.
Unfortunately.
Boyka will be either awaiting a Chip or a Soul. So we could have another Chip versus Kai.
I think if things work out, we might literally have 6 or 7 Chip versus Kai matchups today. That's kind of astounding how that's working out with the math here.
Yeah, if Fatal wins this, Danny will have his 3rd Chip matchup.
Yeah,
But right
if you're
now-
pricing the matchup, you're good though.
That is true, yeah. So right now we do have Fatal into Mike Saftig. So Mike Saftig has not fought a Chip yet. Fought a Kai, but not a Chip. This matchup, if Soul can get his damage, I mean, he's going to just systematically dismantle Chip. But if Fatal is fast enough and can really use that high octane maneuverability, we're good. This is not Chip. I'm
Oh, you said
so
you wanted
excited.
it. We wanted the Sin.
I
He
did.
heard you loud and clear.
I want this. I wanted this. Oh, I'm so excited. I love my boy Sin.
Yeah, for those of you unaware, Sin is a really fantastic player, as a character from the most recent DLC season. Has lots of really fun gimmicks and a lot of really cool tools. You can see his hunger meter there in the bottom left-hand corner. He can
Right.
spend those to give himself new openings and new different cancels. As you saw there, he spent 2 to get a lot of pressure. And he's already pushing Mike Saftig into the corner with a lot of power here.
Sin's bullying his grandpa.
Oh, fantastic dash there to get the throw, pushes into the corner, catches him in the blocking, and boom. Not enough to kill, but still gets positive bonus, catches him on the back dash. Oh, but just, oh, thank goodness. It slipped out, but manages to clean it up there.
Does manage to clean that up. Oh my goodness, this is so much fun. I love seeing this. You just don't see Sin. Okay, but Sin does have a lot of holes in his game plan, especially within his recovery. So if Mike Saftig can start abusing the recovery frames that Sin has, probably going to be okay. Just like this. Oh,
Yeah, you're
YRC
starting to
though.
see it. Yeah, really great stuff here. Oh, nice, catches him there, but another DP. A DP of his own. Uses the meter to get a side swap, but unfortunately the raw Bandit Bringer will take it. Nice, gets a full damage here, pushing into the corner one more time. Reversal, nice stuff. Reversal
very,
contest
very
here.
good.
Oh my god, another one. Do another one, do another one.
Do it again, do it again, do it again. Oh, no, we got a burst. Do it again, though. I dare you.
There we go, RC right into the wall. Volcanic Viper, another solid Mike optimized combo here.
PRC, though. Ooh, good stuff. Got out of the way of that dive. Oh, my goodness, that was scary. And then the FD2, 2K2D comes out, and then another 2K just to challenge the space.
Yeah, you're seeing him.
Oh, my
try-
gosh. Fatal is
just outside the range.
wild.
Fantastic stuff here by Fatal. Gets the wall break. Here we go. Pause the bonus. Your chance to win. Oh, he read it, but he delayed the burst.
Air throw. I like it.
Wow, that's really fantastic. Fatal playing out of his mind there at the end. Waited on the burst because he noticed that Mike was going to bait him and then only bursted once he ran in and then got their follow-up air throw. Really, really great stuff by Fatal. Making Sin look pretty good in this match.
Sin Sin is not without his faults in this game, and he did receive some balance changes in the most recent patch, but man, I really like that. And I think honestly it wasn't Sin, it was Fatal being out of his ever-loving mind, just being like, I'm gonna challenge this, I'm gonna 2K 2D 5 times in a row, block this.
Yeah, really fantastic stuff there by Fatal, making the character look fantastic in this situation. Oh, but gets caught on the dash this time by Mike challenging with 5K. Oh, they're just dancing inside of each other's range here. You love to see it. Fatal tries to run in, but gets
again.
DP'd.
Oh my gosh, these counter hit wars, they're so huge.
Oh, Beak, here we go. No hunger, though. You saw he had no meter there to really make something happen, so that's a really big downside of Sin, is that sometimes you get these openings and you can't capitalize because you don't yet have your meter. You spend too much meter getting in, you're not going to have enough meter to actually cash out when you get there, but it doesn't matter. He takes the next round.
No, so if you're familiar with Sin from Exard, the hunger meter works differently. You still are able to perform moves, and that hunger gauge will go up on its own. You don't have to eat to get that back. But it does power up your moves, and you do have to use that hunger meter to empower what you're doing.
Indeed, and you see him pushing in right here as well. Spending all the meter, pushing Soul across the entire stage. Air throw. Here we go. Chance to make something happen. 1 bar on deck with the food. Could be some big damage here. Oh, goes for the food instead. Now, he does still eat in this game, but it gives him different passive bonuses instead of just giving him a gauge.
So it's always interesting to see. Oh my gosh, just punch him in the thigh. So it is always important to watch what Sin has as far as his food. So I'm gonna real quick just do a refresher on what the different foods do, because those are really fun to get to see. Trying to find it real fast. I will keep looking for it, but the food is all different stuff. So we do have 2-0 right now. Fatal on that Sin, which is great. But okay, so if you see him eating the meat on the bone, that increases damage. Lobster reduces damage. Fish increases the movement speed. Ice cream gives him tension, and the lizard restores health. So that's what's going on if you see him eating. So not the same as it was in Exard, but still has some really neat effects.
Yeah, it's really interesting too, because actually even on top of that, on top of the different types of food, if the flash is slightly different colors, it refers to like a rarity system as well, and he'll get different strengths of those bonuses as well. Sometimes it'll be a tiny heal, sometimes it'll be a large heal. It's kind of like similar to Faust's items in a way, where you can get a quick small bonus for getting a knockdown instead of getting the food meter as it used to be in Exer.
And one real quick update as we get into this could potentially be final game. Bean got it over 3-0 over Kaneki. Bean is moving on in the lower half of the bracket.
Nice, nice, nice. And here we go. Mike Saftig making a really great option. A really creative combo. Getting the wall break, too. Fantastic stuff by Mike. Gets positive bonus here. Manages to block it still with that huge downtime. Oh, no, bit of a whiff. This is so dangerous.
It's so dangerous. You can't leave anybody alive. Okay. You just can't let people live in Guilty Gear. I have seen pixel comebacks, and it is terrifying.
Yeah, especially when Sin had full meter there. I could already envision it, you know? And so here we go. We're trying to get into the next section here. Mike Saftig looking to try to find one game of his own here. Nice DP. Calls him out entirely.
Yeah, very good. What a reversal through the flames. That was very gutsy from Fatal, and it worked out. He's using the range of that flag just so expertly. Gets the wall break here as well. Running real low on food. He's got to be careful. Never mind. Don't be careful. Just do the thing.
Yeah, and he's doing really great with his damage here, optimizing even when he doesn't have the food. That was pretty much perfect for what you're looking for, even when you don't have any follow-ups left. So that's the kind of the thing you have to look for is Sin. Not only do you have to practice your incredible like 3-bar combos, but you got to practice every single part of in between too. What if I only have 1 food? What if I have 0 food? And Fatal is proving that on top of having a fantastic ship, he also has a fantastic Sin.
He has a great Sin. This is probably one of the best competitive Sins that I have seen, and he's doing such a great job with it. Still has burst on deck. He didn't use it. That was so smart, the way that he used that movement, and he's going to go ahead and get RTL out there. He doesn't name it Ride the Lightning like his dad. He calls it RTL.
Yeah, it's cooler that we know kids use acronyms, right? But it's kind of crazy. They actually got the wall bounce, the wall break from there. Oh! This could be huge.
This could be. No, baby, did that work?
Oh my god! It just beats it clean!
He said, take it on the chin, kiddo. Try again tomorrow.
Wow, fantastic comeback there by Mike, taking his first game in this set so far. But that was looking pretty solid there, looking like some adjustments were made. And you have to wonder, we love Sin, but is he going to stick on it? He is!
Yeah,
And
oh,
here we
he
go.
went right back in. I don't think that's the wrong choice. Sin is working out really well for him right now. I think it's smart just because there are so many chips in here, and Mike could mentally be preparing for those. And these reversal situations with these massive counter hits are doing great work for Fatal, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely. And you saw Mike had to burn a burst already. Chases him down. Beak. Oh, he caught him pressing buttons there, moving forward. Waiting for a
I'm
moment
really
to feel his hunger.
surprised. Yeah, I was surprised that there wasn't a bigger punish on that errant flag toss, but you know what? Mike Saftig is here and I am not, so I don't question it. What
Yeah,
a
here we go.
low!
Gets
The way
damage.
that Fatal is reading Mike's movement and if he's standing or if he is not, if he's crouching, you know, do I use the overhead? Do I use the low? He's doing such a good job. There's just a lot of mental calculations that Fatal is doing that I just want you guys to respect right now.
Yeah, absolutely. There's some really crazy stuff here. But both players even, but Mike getting thrown back into the corner, gets caught on for the 5K, I believe, into Bandit Bringers, pushing him forcibly through to the other side of the corner. So here we go.
Don't jump over that. Ooh, backdash coming out. The movement trying to bait something out of Fatal. Gets a counter with the DP there. Using a lot of attention to FD. Challenging in the air. I'm surprised there wasn't an air grab. Okay, we'll just use a regular grab. That's totally fine. Mike is
there you
tying it
go.
up in rounds.
Yeah, it looks like Mike really wants to take this one right here. Tie the matches back up to 2-2 if he can. Doing quite solid here so far. Really
Oh,
close
there's
to
the
even on this
2K.
final round.
2K,
what a
2D
call.
train.
Yeah. Nice, gets the burst really clean there. Nice 6B.
Challenging that air incoming. Yeah, I love that. Love that. Good adjustment. 2K, 2D. My dude, that is doing mileage for you.
Absolutely. Gets the stage transition as well. Positive bonus. Plenty of meter as well for Sin. You love to see this. Could be a series of really strong mix-ups here in just a moment. Oh, Bandit Bringer, though,
or
staying
could be a
above.
slight mistake. You have to be careful. Oh, no. Well, he does have RC to cancel this if it doesn't work, but it does work. He tried to put a little bit more afterwards. BRC for BRC. Backdash coming out from Fatal, though.
Ooh, fantastic throw. Oh my god, I love that bait for the 5K, and he takes it.
Oh, I love to see it. We got a Sin moving forward. This makes me really happy.
Wow, that was absolutely astounding. Incredible play by Fatal there. I absolutely love that backwards air dash to dodge the 5K that he knew was going to be coming out as an anti-air. Really, really heads up play there and takes it 3-1 over Mike Saftig.
That was such cool gameplay. I love seeing an unexpected character do unexpectedly well, and it thrills me to see that we're finally I mean, Sin came out in what was it, November? Sin came out in, it was either November, end of November, beginning of December. It's been some time, and we just don't get to see him terribly much in competitive gameplay. And to see him play it against a character and a caliber of player like Mike Saftig and win 3-1, like it wasn't 2-2, it was 3-1. He took that. I'm thrilled. I am having a time.
No, it was absolutely fantastic, and I have to give shout outs here too, because I think one thing that might be a part of the considerations here, of course, is that, like, hey, everyone can see the bracket, everyone can see how many chips and Kais there are in this bracket a good amount ahead of time, right? So people probably start prepping. They're like, okay, what are some good options to consider? What are some moves I should be looking out for? I almost guarantee you people weren't expecting him to pull out the pocket Sin, and that might have played a role in this especially.
I agree with you, especially into the soul match. Our singular, our soul player. It's just, you know, it just throws a little wrench into the works, and I like that a lot, especially because Fatal has now shown that he's particularly skilled with both characters.
And I think that extra range really helped him out a lot there. So let's go ahead and take a look at the bracket here. As we saw mentioned during that match, Bean did take over Kaneki, so Bean will be moving up. And Mike Saftig will be moving back down to face Boyka, who is, of course, the other Kai player we saw earlier today.
Right. This is so fun. I'm really enjoying seeing all of the gameplay that we have here today. And we're just working towards that upper bracket final of, with Danny and Fatal. I'm really looking forward to that. Danny doing spectacularly. And do want to mention briefly that Danny did win the DBFZ Road to Evo, so doing work, taking names, and I could not be happier to see them competing in another game here and showing off that they are just doing really great things within the fighting game community.
Absolutely, absolutely. And if you want your chance at home, guys, to sort of prove how good you are at these games, go ahead and check us out at compete.playstation.com to join future PlayStation Tournament events for all sorts of games that we just mentioned: Dragon Ball FighterZ, Guilty Gear Strive, Tekken 7, and some non-fighting games as well. I believe there's Apex as well, a bunch of other games like that. So go ahead and check that out down there as well, compete.playstation.com.
And you can sign up also from your PS4 or PS5 console in addition to the website. And you can do that from within the game. So go ahead and do it. Come join us and get your chance to be featured on things like this, or even win a chance to get to go to Evo. But in the meantime, we are going to head to a short break, give our players and our brains a rest. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more Road to Evo for Guilty Gear Strive right after this.
PlayStation.
Gaming is defined by moments.
It is intense.
The joy of victory and the thrill of overcoming challenges. Welcome to our home of competitive gaming, where we can all experience exciting esports moments
The final 1v1 of the game here.
and celebrate the pros and the rising stars,
I do want to see a female in the MCS.
bringing you guides and deep dives
Horizon can go up, but you can't go up fast.
and tournaments where the community competes.
Wait! Did he get? No way!
Whether you're in a heated match
Back, let's go.
or watching along at the edge of your seat,
A duo taking down a trio.
let's create moments from the games you love.
He'll take it.
Join us and subscribe to our channel to follow everything esports on PlayStation.
PlayStation.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Guilty Gear Strive Road to Evo Top 8 for NA. I am Jadelyn. I am having a great time. My wonderful friend Roy, how are you doing?
Not too bad, not too bad. We've had an incredible series of matches so far. Some surprise characters, some twists on classic matchups. Just a fantastic time here overall today. I am having a blast.
It's just been so much fun already, and we still have more matches to go. But first, before we get back into those matches, just want to do a real quick shout out for our YouTube channel, PlayStation Esports. That really nice video that you just saw is a compilation of some of the things that you can find on the PlayStation Esports channel. Really great things going on there. If you want to be involved in anything PlayStation Esports and catch up on any of the information, go ahead over there and check that out, because you just don't want to miss it. I love it. I have the little bell, all the notifications. I love watching that stuff, and it's been really, really awesome.
Yeah, it's a great resource to find all sorts of great stuff, including the GG guides. I heard are quite good actually.
I love the GG guides. Yeah, GG guides, if you don't know what those are, they're YouTube shorts that teach you how to do one particular thing for any game. We've got Apex, we've got Madden, we've got Guilty Gear on there as well. Help you improve your gameplay in 60 seconds or less. And they're just a lot of fun to get to watch. And I've been doing the ones for Guilty Gear Strive, so feel free to go check those out.
Yeah, it's been an absolutely incredible time to sort of see all of them and learn some new things myself, because I'm not so great at the other non-fighting games that PlayStation has, so I definitely have to watch a bunch of those. But we'll be getting into our next match for Road to Evo just shortly. The Guilty Gear matches have been absolutely crazy. Let's take a look at the bracket as it currently is right now. We just saw Danny beat Bean just recently. We saw Fatal 3-1 over Mike Saftig, bringing out the Sin. It's a character we were not expecting at all to see today. And then in lower bracket, we have Bean taking 3 over Kaneki. And then Mike Saftig, who just unfortunately fell to Fatal, will be facing Boyka, who's a Kai player from earlier today.
Right, and live update. Ooh, look at that. Mike Saftig 3-0 over Boyka. That means we are in top 4 territory with Danny, Fatal, Mike Saftig, and Bean. So I believe that means we are down to a Chip, a Soul, a Sin / maybe a Chip, we're not so sure, and a Kai. So we're not going to get any mirror matches as far as I know, unless Fatal... In the craziest world, if Fatal loses to Danny, Bean beats Mike, and Fatal chooses to do the mirror, that's the only way we're going to get a mirror match today. And honestly, the mirror match was super likely with 3 Chips and 3 Kais.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous that we actually didn't see any mirrors today across
That's
the board. We saw a
wild.
bunch of Kai versus Chip and no mirrors at all, which is wild considering that there's only 4 unique characters in this bracket. But we'll have
Yeah.
to see how this sort of pans out here, as Danny versus Fatal should be a fantastic match. This will probably be, perhaps if Fatal wants to take the matchup, another Chip versus Kai.
Man, I don't know. I don't know what Fatal's gonna pick. The Chip was outstanding. The Sin was a treat. I feel like the Chip was the main course, and the Sin was just the most extravagant dessert we could have gotten.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, I think there's definitely some considerations to both. It really depends on how you sort of see Danny as an opponent. If you want to outrange him, obviously Sin has some crazy pokes you have to spend some meter for, but they're there. And then if you want to just try to run him down, then obviously Chip is your man for that. So we'll have to see how Fatal takes this matchup and maybe make some adjustments depending on how the matches goes.
I'm not sure, but we're gonna get into it right now. And okay, so Fatal's gonna bring the chip back. Just as a reminder, so Danny played into a chip earlier, beat him 3-0. Danny then played into another chip, beat him 3-0. Are we gonna get another chip 3-0? I don't know.
Yeah, at that point, if Danny takes on another chip 3-0, I'm going to be like, okay, this guy just can't lose to chips ever. 9-0 and across the tournament, that'd be absolutely incredible. But this is going to be one of the hardest ones to beat, though. Fatal is absolutely fantastic at this game, so let's see how this goes here.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what's happening. This has definitely been the most that Danny has struggled against a chip. And I say struggle very, very lightly. This is round 1, game 1. This is an information gathering round.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, there's the Vapor. Good scouting on it. Sort of eventually going to come between both of these players. Both have really strong reversal options. We'll have to see what manages to take it here, but that is going to be it. Sacred Edge manages to take it and clean up there.
Was Fatal not winning that entire time? And then Danny was
Yeah.
like, boop, boop, you died.
Yeah, you know, it's the chip classic. It struggled, do really well for 90% of the match, and then the opponent gets 2 or 3 good openings. Look at the damage on this combo here. Meterless, 70% combo.
Are you for real right
Vapor
now?
thrust.
Okay, yeah, use that burst. You need a little bit of help because this is a whole lot. And then the reversal comes out. I love how Fatal 2-touched him and he's almost dead. And then he said, 5P, you no longer have a jugular vein. Have a nice day. Game 1 is mine.
Wow. All right, Danny 7-0 against Chip so far. This is looking pretty dominant in terms of matchup knowledge and understanding what he's looking for in this matchup in particular. At this point, if I have the knowledge that my opponent is 7-0 against Chips, if I have such a cool secondary like the Sin, I almost want to see it. But no, we are going back with the Chip one more time. Let's see how Fatal handles it this time.
I don't agree. I don't agree with saying as Chip. I agree with you, Roy. I would have gone with Sin. What a better time to do it in the second game, you know, rather than when you could possibly be in your last upper bracket life. And
Yeah,
right
I
now,
think it's
Danny,
really dangerous.
you are... Danny does not cease to impress. Look at this gameplay. It's immaculate. And
Yeah,
how
just,
long was that? Was
absolute
it 10
clinic.
seconds? Danny, where
10
do you
seconds.
have to be?
Yeah, speedrunning the road to Evo. He wants to lock in his plans there. He's calling his friends up, telling his family, doing some great damage here in this matchup overall. Shock state applied. Oh, good trades though. Looks like Fatal's finding some footing here, pushing him into the corner. Don't
It's
let
just
him
that
use
Fatal
that
has-
extensive range.
Yeah, and it's just that Fatal has to work so much harder than Danny because of the way that Chip innately works with his damage. Because look at this, 1 touch and Danny has done as much, if not more damage than Fatal did the entire time. They're both into Guts range now. Fatal did just get their burst back, which could be essential, but they may want to save it for round 3. If there is a round 3?
Yeah, you saw Danny was really smart there. Actually did the immediate air dash back to expect it. Yeah, there you expected it. Absolutely
second-
clinical.
Second time he ended a game with 5P. Sometimes
Nah, he's
you
doing
just
that as
need
a call-out.
5P.
He's doing it as a call out. He's saying, look, I don't need any more damage. I know exactly how much this is dealing against Chip. It's over. And honestly,
please tell me
I
you're-
believe him.
Please tell me he is changing to Sin. I need Fatal to switch to Sin. I mean, really at this point for the surprise and the adjustment factor. Like you said, Roy, he was 7-0 against Chips. Now it's 8-0 against Chips. Why stick with that character? This Danny has proven he understands the matchup against not 1, not 2, but 3 different Chip. All 3 of the Chip players that entered.
Yeah, and that's absolutely
Please
crazy
be
too, because
Sin.
Chip is a
Thank
very
you.
variable character.
Oh, I really hope they let the whole intro play out so we can hear about Soul's chili,
Yeah.
but I doubt we will.
Yeah, you know, very rarely will we see the intros fully play out in competitive matches, but let's see what happens.
Please do it. I mean, no. Okay, fine. It's a really great
But I
intro.
respect the
Go
swap.
put it on at home.
Yeah. But I do really respect the swap, though. Nice. Exactly what we wanted. I think the really big crucial element of the former matchups was how strong Danny was at keeping the chips off of him and extending the damage to be ridiculous. Fantastic burst bait there.
You see, and this is what I wanted to see. Now, is Fatal's not doing anything crazy, but he's making Danny second guess what he's doing, and that is important because Danny has not second guessed a single move thus far.
Yeah, Danny's been understanding absolutely everything in these matchups across the board throughout every single opponent he's faced so far. But here we go. Maybe Sin is the one to turn things around. It's also important to note how many more mistakes. Yeah, clearly. It's important to note how many more mistakes that Fatal gets with this character as well. Chip, if you make 2 mistakes, you're dead. With Sin, you might have a bit more grounds to play with, especially against such a tight and really focused player like Danny is.
Okay. 2K2D Stun Dipper, great move. We do have a counter hit coming out from Fatal, though. He was just a little short on the follow-up move, though, which is unfortunate. And Danny, what strength. Oh my gosh, the Fatal was standing up in that animation and didn't get hit by the Sacred Edge. Very interesting interaction there, but Fatal can't take a hit. Nope, 5K call out. Oh wait, that's it. That's it. Danny's in Grand Finals.
That... I'm not gonna lie to you. I have never seen a Kai player play with such aggression and speed in a very, very long time. This is looking absolutely incredible. 9-0 today across those opponents.
I love it. I love it. You know, Kai, it was really kind of in, I would say, end of season 1, beginning mid of season 2 of Guilty Gear. There was a gajillion 842 Kais. I counted. I did not count, but there were a lot of Kais. But then, you know, there were some balance changes with the addition of new characters and things like that, and people switched around. And Kai, I wouldn't say he fell out of favor, but he certainly was not played as frequently. But I agree with you, Roy. The aggression, the speed, the tempo, the choices, and again, I want to highlight, because Danny does this very differently than the other Kais that we even saw today. The way he changes his trajectory and then sort of alters the arc of his combos by incorporating slightly slower moves like, say, his 6K, or throwing out these really strong 6Ps. He's doing spectacularly, and he is taking this in a dominant fashion.
Yeah, especially when the stakes are so high. Let's be clear, even though he's 3-0ing these players aren't any slouches. Being former champion even, these are some fantastic players he's running up against, and he's just demonstrating that he has mastered this chip matchup apparently. But even against the wild card Sin, still did really, really well. I will note though that I did feel like the Sin got a little bit further than the chip did that time around. So maybe this is just a big part of this is that matchup experience. Maybe he really just is that good against chips, because it really feels that way.
I agree. I was trying to find something a little bit more eloquent and verbose to say, but there's nothing else to say except I agree. You are totally right. What means, though, that Danny will be waiting in that upper bracket grand final, Fatal waiting in the lower bracket final for the winner of our next match, Mike Saftig and Bean. There were people mentioning in chat, I was like, I gotta see that on stream. Well, my friends, do we have a treat for you? We gonna be seeing it on stream.
Yeah,
I wanted to see it on stream, too. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, Mike Saftig had some really great stuff already showcased with his Soul, but he's going to be facing Bean, former champion, the incredible chip player we've been seeing across the day so far. And this is going to be Bean's chance to sort of showcase what he can do against a Soul, because again, Soul is one of the wild card characters we saw in this bracket. No, there's not a chip or a Kai this time, so we'll get to see how Bean handles this matchup instead.
And this matchup, I mean, obviously it's familiar to Mike Saftig, but Bean, again, has a lot of experience in this as well. Both of these players have played in multiple different online brackets of varying calibers and levels, and they've run into a lot of high-level players who play these characters. So I feel like the matchup knowledge is there. It's just it's down to execution at this point.
Absolutely. These are two classics of Guilty Gear fame. You'll see them in almost every single game and rocking around the top tiers. These two are both really fantastic characters. And let's see how this manages to shake out here as it gets started.
A really strong start for Mike. Oh, and using those wall bounces too, the reset gets the punch too. Mike, dude, you know what? Don't calm down. Keep it up. Go for it.
Yeah, he's doing some really solid combos here. And again, optimizing your combos against Chip feels so powerful because of how much damage you get. Oh my god, I love the PRC instant to dodge, get out of the dust there. Really fantastic stuff.
Whew. This is out of control, and I love it. Whoa! Bean taking that back, and what a punish after that. Oh, we got that of Izeki! That always makes me happy. Yay, honor.
Fantastic dust. All right, being pushed into the corner though, and Bean is looking a little scared here. Low health. Any touch here from a Soul would almost certainly be fatal. But gets some aggression started himself. Oh, I love that cross under. Fantastic block by Bean though. I had no idea he was crossing under there.
Oh my goodness, this is such a high-octane match. They are blow for blow right now. It actually is much closer than you would think it is. But Gunflame, baby. We're having a barbecue.
Yeah.
'Tis the season.
Yeah, really fantastic stuff there by Mike. And this is kind of what we were talking about earlier, is that because Chip's health is so low, you can't afford to make many mistakes. When you're going blow for blow against Soul as a normal character, it already hurts. But as a Chip, it's downright fatal. So this could be really dangerous unless Bean gets momentum started really cleanly.
I do like the backdash that Bean is doing there, just trying to create a little bit of visual confusion and bait something out that he can punish off of Mike just like that. Thank you for articulating the point, Bean. I appreciate it. But Mike is just so unafraid, but the reversal comes out from Bean. Reversal comes out from Mike Saftig, and then we get the dust coming out from Bean. Oh my goodness, it's so much.
Yeah, absolutely. Optimized combos. That could be enough. It's right on the cusp. I feel like it's right on the cusp. It is just short. And here we go. Mix up hard knockdown. What you got? No, DP immediately the answers.
That was
Oh
so
my
interesting
God.
with the backdash RC and then the run under during the slow fall animation. That was
Yeah, I
an
think it was
interesting
optimization to
manipulation.
get him to the wall and maybe also be burst safe, but Bean was smart, held onto it the full time, and now he's getting rewarded by walking into this round with the burst still on deck.
Mike is going to get it in like the next second or two, but it's still important to note that he doesn't have it. Bean had to use it right then. Mike just got his back. This is an advantage in Mike's favor and does have to spend it right there. That was going to be a lot of wall damage if Mike wasn't careful. Overhead comes out with the Drift RC, Alpha Blade, and then going to get the wall break. I was like, dude, you had best end this. Sometimes
Absolutely.
players, they hesitate in the corner, and it really stresses me out because I don't want them to drop stuff. I don't want them to lose a match because they didn't confirm when they had the opportunity, you know?
Absolutely. The classic of that is the happy chaos. Let me reload my gun, let me think a couple seconds, and now let me hit a button. It's always like the last frame that they're stuck on the wall. I feel
It
that
kills me,
entirely.
and it also it pains me when they end it in Deus Ex Machina too, because I'm like, you could have just done that.
All right, though, looking pretty solid here already for Bean, though, pushing Mike right to the corner. No damage dealt yet. Great opening with the overhead and takes his burst just like that. But Mike is still pinned to the corner.
Okay, gets a couple hits. YRC. Oh, Mike was out of the YRC range, so nothing hit him. Didn't get slowed down, didn't get the reset. Nothing. Bean is now a bouncy ball. He's stuck to the wall. We're going to a new area. This is really still anybody's game.
Yeah, this is still really, really dangerous, but Mike managed to bring it back from that deficit. But this should be enough right here. Beta Blade, and they'll take it right there. Really great stuff. Alpha Blade, sorry.
Such great gameplay.
All right, here we go. Gets the throw.
Ooh, counter hit. Didn't get really much after that. Oh, that gonna get a lot off of that. No, you're not. They're just exchanging these counter hits, which is honestly a lot of damage. Okay, Mike with the first significant damage opening. I say that. Good lord, my guy.
Look at that dead. That is like literally almost 80%. Fantastic optimizations by Mike Saftig there. And that might
He's
just
dead.
be it. He had burst. He just died. That is ridiculous.
Oh, my heavens.
You know, I think I do respect the choice to keep the burst, though. Yeah, exactly. Just so you can keep momentum into this next round. You already lost so much health. Good choice to keep it, I think.
Counter hits coming out. Yeah, you know, these 6P challenges, really great stuff. And 6P, we did get normalized, so the hitboxes are all the same on every character, which I think is, it's really nice to know that that's a thing. Mike! Where do you keep this damage? In your back pocket?
Yeah, no, Soul is just the king of crazy damage, and against characters like Chip, you're going to feel it every single interaction, and there you go. Mike Saftig taking the second game, 2-1.
Unbelievable. This is insane, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely crazy stuff we're seeing here. And Bean already having to burn the burst really early, but is getting some pressure started. Oh no, he's
Oh
caught
my
on the
gosh.
backdash.
But I love that though, because that was something I called out that Bean was using a lot to get a move out of Mike, and Mike punished it. He realized what was going on.
Yeah, that was really, really smart there. But this time gets the wall broken on him. Hard knockdown. Goes for Gamma. No mix there. Oh, wow.
No.
So much space between these two. They're weaving in each other,
Calling
in and out
out
each other's
those-
moves.
Calling out the backdashes. Mike is calling those out. Bean has to stop now or he's going to lose because of it. He's got to recognize that Mike is calling that out repeatedly.
Absolutely. Sapsik taking the early lead here. One more round for him. He can take this set. He does have the burst
Ooh.
on deck, too. This is looking pretty strong for him.
Yeah, it is. Okay, Super comes out. Once again, you know, it's a thing. Mike is in guts, still has incredibly high guts range. So he's still got a deceptive amount of life. And look at this. The RC afterwards, this is going to do at least 60%, if not more. Yep, there's that
Yeah,
60%.
there it is.
Bean,
Perfect,
be careful,
perfectly
dude.
called. Another DP. Oh, fantastic reversal.
He's not dead. Never mind.
Just barely.
Never mind. I am incorrect. He died. I didn't think it was going to be enough. Shame on me.
Now, Guts makes that really deceptive, especially with Soul. I totally understand. They
Oh,
are just
man.
dancing
So
around each other
Bean-
here slightly.
Yeah, Bean is one away from staying in this, which I know he would love to do, but Mike would like to end this right now.
Yeah, and you have to be a little terrified here, but man, Bean gets knocked down, pushing some good offense here, right into the wall. Nice overhead. Really patient to finally bring that out. Pressuring with constant lows. Oh, that was ambiguous.
Yeah, I totally agree. And there's that same moveset that we saw before that we're like, is that a drop or not? That was purposeful, obviously. Bean,
Yeah.
good job putting another one on the board.
Yeah, fantastic work there. That reset is coming in clutch because people aren't expecting it. When you hit
Yeah.
the wall and Guilty Gear, you just kind of like, all right, send me through the wall, take your meter. But like, it seems like Bean is prepping for that and has a really great reset in mind instead that really combines all of Chip's incredible agility.
I mean, we did start to see some of those, like the wall slump things with Happy Chaos. We had a lot of wall traps with Eno, particularly Daru Eno is very famous for doing those. So I like seeing now that other characters are using the walls to their advantage and not immediately for break.
Yeah, exactly. There's always some great advantages for it, of course, but like there's also plenty of advantages to keeping your opponent cornered. So let's see how this
Yep.
starts set up here as Chip pushes Mike into the corner this time. Oh,
Yep, just hit him with a sweep. Very clean. Mike, once again, one away, but Bean could even it up, and then we both be one away, and that's amazing.
yeah. This is getting really tight here with two games apiece. You can go either way here. Gets the wall break. Gonna take the meter this time.
Okay. Switching the area. Bean is still full health, I want to point out. He has not been hit yet. Not even there. Got the RC as well, and he does have the damage
Wow.
to finish it with a perfect. Yeah, very nicely done. Bean answering back. Does Mike have the mentality to make it through this?
Ooh, great counter poke there by Bean, stuffing it before it even came out. Let's see what happens here. Nice, immediately. I love that because now he gets the wall break, gets the meter to play with. No bursts on deck. You can get some crazy mix-ups going here. And Mike has to survive in this couple moments here. And it's going to be so dangerous as Chip builds up 50 meter. Any RC. Oh,
That
no!
was not it. That wasn't it.
Wow. What a comeback in this series by Bean. Incredibly clutch gameplay. Every single choice, especially in those last two games, was fantastic. I really, really respect that. Especially after it
I
felt
do
like things
too.
weren't going his way. Wow.
I mean, the adjustments from Bean were so good. I really felt like it turned around in that match with that corner mix when it was, in the corner, got the wall stick, waited it out, continued the corner pressure, side switch, all of that. Such incredible gameplay, which means there is a small possibility that we get a Chip mirror for our lower bracket final.
Oh, that's right. That's
A
entirely
teensy-weensy-
possible. Yeah.
Itsy bitsy possibility that we could get that if Fatal decides to go into the mirror. Fatal has a really great Sin.
Yeah, and I feel like especially with Sin, because you have so much damage and so much like range on Chip, there's definitely an incentive to keep the Sin, as we saw it earlier even. So, like, I could definitely see Fatal doing it. But, you know, at a certain level, especially as a commentator, I would love to see mirror matches because mirror matches really sort of showcase the individual so well. They're so good to see. So we'll have to see what ends up happening here in this losers final match.
Yeah, I know some people are like, oh no, the mirror match, you know, whatever. I love mirror matches because it highlights what people do differently and it showcases what similarities there are in gameplay ideas. Like, what are your fundamentals on the character that you have to know, and where can you deviate to shine as a player? I think that's really cool. Do we get that? I don't know. If I'm Fatal, I go for Sin.
Yeah, I think Sin
But
has
I'm
some
not
really
Fatal.
cool options. Yeah, because I mean, there's also the consideration, right? Is that if you bring Chip to the Chip mirror, you are both aware of the tricks, the gimmicks, the shenanigans that the character can bring. Especially a character like Chip, who's so mix-up focused. You have to wonder if, like, maybe a wild card character is better against them, while you still retain all the knowledge you have of your own Chip. Right? It's a unique position to be in, and I think that's might be worth going for if I was Fatal.
Yeah, that is very, very true. But here we are down to top 3. Danny waiting in that upper bracket final with Fatal and Bean, the lower bracket finalists. So looking back on it, so Fatal and Bean have not fought yet. If Mike had won, that would have been a run back from earlier. But there is the potential for this to be a Chip mirror. This also could be Chip Sin. I don't know. Maybe Bean has somebody else as well. I am not sure.
Yeah, we'll have to see, of course. But what's really interesting about this is that no matter who wins, Danny has fought them before and has beaten them dominantly. So we'll have to see if like this run back through losers has given them enough momentum, enough shifts, enough mentality to sort of think about the previous match. Because Danny is has quite the mountain to climb once you get there, because he has been unstoppable today. And we'll have to see which of these two players, Fatal or Bean, manages to take against him soon.
I mean, Danny is up 9-0.
Yeah.
Has not dropped a game.
Yeah. That's
terrible.
especially in a game like Guilty Gear, which is so volatile sometimes, and so like people can bring out crazy stuff out of nowhere to steal a game. To be 9-0, that consistent on such a consistent character like Kai, it's terrifying. That's the mark of a true person who understands everything about their character and their matchups.
It really is. So we get a mirror match. Let's go. I am hyped for this. I would love to be able to interview Fatal after this and just say why the mirror. Just let me know. I want to know. But oh boy, here we go. So just so you know, Bean is using the brown pants chip and Fatal is using the white pants chip.
Yeah, exactly. And we're already seeing that Fatal's already putting some good pressure on here, getting some great damage onto Bean. No burst on deck, but these combos are looking crisp. Gets him right to the corner. And if I normally I'd say no one dies here, but maybe Chip does? Oh no, just short, a little inch away.
Not quite.
Double overhead. Great stuff, double aerial.
Man, the round start. I always know which chip Bean is because Bean always uses this color.
Yeah. Ooh, he went for a throw there. You could hear it as
Interesting.
Bean
Yeah,
jumped
you
into the
could.
air.
All right, nice stuff from Bean here, but Fatal at some point got a bunch of damage onto Bean and then starts again. Reversal called out, didn't hit, and then used the RC to keep it safe. Very smart stuff from Bean.
Ooh, great stuff. They're walking back out while also option selecting the overhead. Really good stuff. Ooh, double! That was double damage. For those of you who don't know, when you send out a clone as Chip, it can also still take damage for you. And so Bean got a lot of value out of that, but it's not going to matter. Fatal takes the first game.
Fatal, it might be the most insane person in this bracket. You know, we talk about, reading another player or something like that, and Fatal's like, whatever, I don't read.
Yeah, just
and
do it.
Just
Just
does
do
the
it.
thing. He just feels how to play in his soul, and I love that.
Yeah, I think especially on a character like Chip, so much you're playing at such a high speed. There's so many decisions having to be made. Instinct and understanding and those reactions are going to matter so much, and Fatal is clearly showcasing how good he is at them. And this mirror, he's already taking the lead, 1-0, and
What?
we're talking about it. Does Bean have another character? And he does, going to the Leo. Something we did not expect at all today.
I don't think. Okay, I've been commentating a lot of Bean. Like, I've been commentating Bean for a long time. I cannot recall him ever playing Leo, but I ain't mad right now.
No, I love to see other options people have. Here we go, get the cross-up slash, catches the backdash. Nice, pushing him right into the corner, back turn stance. What do you got? Nice throw break.
What do you have?
No, that's gonna be
in
it.
spades. Goodbye.
No, I think Bean immediately recognized that, hey, Fatal knows this matchup, I gotta swap, and this is exactly the time you want to do it. And he's taking a dominant lead already.
I can't. I mean, I'm legitimately, after this, going to go through my notes and see if I've ever seen Bean play this. I love this right now. This is the surprise of the day, and I am thrilled. And we already got a Sin, so for this to be the surprise, I am... Give me more. This is great.
Yeah, this is actually doing really well. You can see how the tempo shift has shifted things up entirely in the speed of this match. Fatal is constantly having to struggle, and these flash kicks are doing incredibly well. Oh, but that one finally whiffs.
Oh my god, Fatal, you have nothing. You have a pixel. It is a toenail. What are you doing? BRC, what's the mix? If you kill off of this, you're a genius. You are godlike.
Yes.
Wow.
Now, Fatal made some adjustments after switching up the tempo against Leo, and is looking a lot more confident right there already. So Bean has to make some quick choices here and try to really capitalize off of this shift.
Okay, the thing that's insane to me is that Bean's been playing Chip all night, and his hands are doing spectacularly executing these Leo combos. This is not a wild pick. This is something he has practiced. Like, that
Absolutely.
is great. What a challenge after the back turn.
Yeah, and it's also really important to note, too, remember, Leo's also a charge character. Switching from motion to charge so quickly and so effortlessly is really impressive by Bean, but gets called out for the flash kick that time. He's going to get a counter wall break. Fatal has glitched the game and is somehow alive at 0 HP, it looks like.
I mean, I can see the sliver, and it's only because there's the 1 behind it. And then checking the opponent's connection, the opponent may have died.
Yeah, but the wake up super immediately exploded Fatal there, and that will be that.
What?
Yeah,
my
Bean
mind
has
has
tied it up.
turned to
That's
mush.
crazy.
I cannot believe this. I really can't. I have to believe it.
This is doing incredibly well for Bean, this character swap, but this time, Fatal immediately coming out with some pressure of his own, getting him to the corner, but another flash kick will keep him planted, get the back turn stance, but this time, we got a reversal of his own, getting out of the range of the BRC. Oh,
the
no.
overhead. It burst.
Fantastic
What a
block!
If I'm Fatal, I agree with the burst. I really do. But Bean is 2 steps ahead and 5 years ahead. Oh,
Yeah,
baby.
absolutely.
There we go. All right, we're catching up now. All right, that's just a viewer thing. All right, but my goodness in heaven, what is going on?
Yeah, these two are doing incredibly well. You're seeing Bean really use that 2K a lot, try to catch Fatal as best he can with the long limbs. Gets pushed into the corner here instead. Fatal, you gotta be scared though. No burst, this health. 1 or 2 hits, you're dead.
BRC to get out of it, so genius. But Bean has the dash to close the distance. Now stuck in the corner though, RC afterwards, YRC to reset the pressure. A throw as the challenge afterwards though, and then we get a couple of kicks. Burst is back on the table for Bean. I don't need a burst, I have a really great reversal option.
Oh my god, that flash kick is paying off so well consistently across this matchup. Every single time we see Fatal take any sort of advantage, a flash kick resets the neutral and puts him back with the back turn stance. And it just seems like Bean is just staying so well on top of this right now.
I am floored at this gameplay from Bean. I really am. I am racking my brain over the last really 2 years of seeing Bean play. And he has a pocket Leo, a character that is so drastically different from the Chip as far as, like you highlighted, Roy, he's a charge character. Not only is charge, he's a charge stance character.
Yeah, it's
so
massive. Crazy to bring out this. Yeah, to bring out... Oh! now it's Fatal's turn, bringing out the Sin. These 2 Chip players started with the Chip mirror, and now we've swapped characters twice, And now we're seeing Leo versus Sin, a much different matchup.
My heart can't handle much more, but it has to. Buckle up, chat. We are going for the long haul.
At this point, I would be surprised if somehow Fatal takes this one and Beans pulls out a third character at this point. We'll have to see how this goes. But already
Bean pulls
doing
out a
quite
third
well.
character, like I owe you money or something, honestly.
All right. Let me tell him right now to get that started. But anyways,
Okay,
we're
great,
seeing
cool.
really great damage by Bean. Gets the super.
Yow!
Wall break, equalizing the HPs, but Fatal does have burst on deck. Gotta be careful about that. RTL.
RTL? It does hit, and he got both hits on it, and he got the wall break. Actually, that was really nice.
Oh, those flash kicks are finding home constantly.
How are you doing this, Fatal? I don't understand. How does he
Wow.
just keep having the mental stamina to stay in and stay on and just stay fresh constantly?
Yeah, no, Fatal is doing insanely well this match already. Taking the initial lead, getting some initial damage here. Burst on deck, but Bean almost has his as well.
Okay,
Ooh,
he fell out of
slides
the
out the
flash kick. That could have been huge. Okay, PRC. He was out of PRC. He was using. Bean was using the parry. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Oh, caught him running up for a throw. Back turn stance. Oh my goodness.
Fatal.
Just walks
Gets
up and
another
throws.
one. This is 2-2. This is 2-2. In this character randomizer tournament. That's what I'm calling it.
I would actually love to see that across these players because clearly they all have insane
Same.
secondaries and tertiaries that are doing incredibly well. 2-2, heavily competitive losers final. Absolutely incredible between these two players. Having a great time at this in the lower bracket.
It's one of those times that I'm really glad that we don't have caster cams up because I am like moving hair and slamming my head and doing ridiculous things. Oh, Bean went back to Chip.
Yeah,
I ain't
maybe Bean
mad.
just doesn't feel. Yeah, maybe Bean doesn't really want the mirror, and that's why he swapped. But he's like, okay, I can handle the Sin, and we'll have to see what happens here.
I actually like this switch for Bean just because Sin is a slower character and Leo's speed is akin to Sin's as far as output and recovery. So Bean may have the advantage here.
Absolutely. You see Bean putting a lot of great pressure already onto Fatal, and Fatal's just having to stuck holding this. But watch out, Fatal does have full bars.
Does have full, but does he get to use them? I don't know. This is a lot of pressure coming out of Bean. I expected a grab, but Bean is smarter than I. Oh, Fatal was going for it, and Bean punished it with 2K2D.
There you go. Initial lead really strong here. This character swap might have been absolutely crucial.
I agree. This is big. This is big. Look at the damage. That's actually a lot of damage for a chip.
Yeah, that was pretty much optimal for what I can tell. Nice reversal here, pushing him back to the corner. Reversal of his own this time, but Burst will buy him the entry. But Fatal does still have Burst on deck. YRC. Pushing in.
2K2D.
Nice.
Yeah, burst. Gotta burst there.
Oh,
my gosh.
no,
Bean,
fantastic.
Bean, he's got it. He's got it. Let's go, Bean.
Wow. Absolutely fantastic play by Bean there. Managing to take it with the chip. The overhead coming in clutch there and ending the round. And Bean will be getting the run back that he so desperately wanted. And for his chance for the Evo hospitality package, a flight, hotel, everything all paid for. All he has to do is take on the person who sent him to losers in the first place, DM
Right.
Danny.
You know, I was looking and taking a look over into chat, and somebody said I had a feeling that Bean was saving the Leo for Danny. And you know what? I agree. That may have been an active choice. Bring that out, play with it, see how it's feeling. Honestly, I liked what Bean had on that Leo. He had that basic, like mid-screen to corner carry combo that ends in the turbulence, and then you get the last little hit into the wall break with that overhead kick. He had all that. His flash kicks were on point. He did a really great job doing the back turn switch in between the character. I don't think it's a bad choice if he decides to go into it, but my gosh, against Danny, who is currently 9-0, has not dropped a game in this bracket. What do you do?
Yeah, it's kind of scary, right? Because DM Danny did 3-0 him to send him to losers in the first place. So you have to wonder if there's some level of mental apprehension there. Maybe that is why the Leo needs to come out first. You know, maybe that's why the Leo is going to be starting us off. Perhaps I could definitely see that after he 3-0s your Chip, a character you're obviously very skilled at already. Maybe you need that mix-up because 3-0 is a pretty dominant performance, especially so early, especially when he keeps doing it to all the Chips he's facing.
Right. So here we are, our final 2 players on our road to EVO for Guilty Gear Strive. DM Danny, look at that, 3-0, 3-0, 3-0. Is it gonna be another, or is Bean gonna get the Grand Finals reset and the run back for his chance to go on to EVO for 2023? I don't know at this point.
No, this has been an absolutely crazy series of matches, and we're going to see the grudge match here, the revenge match from Bean taking on the person who sent it to losers, DM Danny, who has been showing off some of the most clean and aggressive Kai play that we've seen probably in a good while at this point, and we'll have to sort of see if it manages to come through and win him a trip to EVO.
I love seeing in chat people saying, you know, this is what it's going to be. The prediction channel points are up, so if you want to put your prediction in, go for it. You know what? I'll do some too. I'll throw in my prediction. I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to predict, but
me
I'm
neither.
going to put it in there. Yay! I put my prediction in. I'm loving this, and thank you guys, all of you who are choosing to be with us here today on PlayStation for the FGC Arcade Road to EVO for Guilty Gear Strive. We love having you here. I love seeing your energy. You know what? Turn it up in chat. Show me who you want to win. I want to see you guys typing who you want to win.
Yeah, my heart of hearts, I would love to see the Bean reset, the run back, the hero story, the run through losers into the reset on the person who sent you there. It's a great story, but DM Danny has just been so good across his matches that it's hard to envision, but I'm ready to see it.
I don't disagree. I really don't. I would love to see Bean do this a whole run back. But Danny, what in the world? What have you done? How have you practiced? You're insane.
Yeah, it's one of those things where if these matches had been a little bit closer, or if Danny hadn't been walking in here undefeated, I'd be like, it could go either way because Bean is such an incredible player. But Danny right now, you need to find a crack in the armor because he is seemingly untouchable at this point. And Bean has had a lot of time to practice. He's gone through losers now. He's got momentum. We've seen this pocket Leo. Maybe that makes a return here, and maybe that's what is what it needs to sort of surprise Danny. Because we did see earlier, if you recall, Danny did fight the Sin, and Sin was doing demonstrably better from what we could tell. So maybe
Yes.
Danny is just really good against Chip, and it's your chance to bring out something else.
I don't know. I mean, this is hard. Obviously, Bean has taken some time to think about it, getting into it. We're waiting to see what Bean chooses. This is such high stakes. This is huge. You can't make this lightly. And whoever takes this first game is going to really carry the momentum going forward. And if that's Danny, he's just going to keep on running this marathon.
Yeah, it's been crazy watching his journey across the bracket so far. It looks like we're getting into game. He is sticking on the chip. I respect that. Let's see how it pays off for him. Bean is going for the revenge match against Danny. Let's see how it's handled here.
I don't know, man. Oh my gosh. And you guys in chat are both ways too. So I don't know. Let's all find out together.
Nice. The classic charge. Oh, nice. There again, you mentioned it earlier, the incredible usage of that jump dust to really mix up the tempo of the falls. But here we go. Bean gets the first wall break. This could be huge for him if he rides his momentum forward.
Definitely. I love the use of that early overdrive, not saving the meter, using it aggressively, but YRC, and just run under, resets the corner position, gonna immediately break the wall right back. Danny said, whatever.
Yeah, it's crazy how well Danny stays aggressive in these situations, but that's all you need, and that's immediate burst, and does it, and he actually inputs that before the burst even goes out, but it's not enough still, Chip, just a slightly too little. You have to be terrified in the situation.
Oh my gosh.
How are you
into the
backdashing
RC.
there?
I don't know. That was genius, though. Unbelievable awareness, and then he had another one, and the Vapor Thrust ends it. Danny is out of this world.
That was
Somebody
so
check on
clutch.
This man.
That was absolutely crazy. It catches the backdash one more time with the slash. Right into the corner, burns the burst early. Oh no, that's brutal. A huge combo starter here. Doesn't go for the meter starter. Probably use it for a mix-up here instead. Yeah, that's what I thought. Immediately, no burst to save you, and that's it. Danny.
A perfect?
Wow. What on earth am I watching?
You are watching Guilty Gear Strive on PlayStation's FGC Arcade Road to Evo. That's what you're watching. Good
This is
God.
One of the craziest Kai players I've ever seen in my life. Fantastic play by Danny. Oh my goodness, just calls it out too. Okay, gets the burst early though. That's huge.
That is huge, but I don't. Is it huge at this point? I don't know. Danny doesn't seem to care. Look at that. He's got that stun dipper. He's sending it across. You've got the charge stun edge. He's challenging Chip. There was a 6P elbow out there, but Bean was ready for it so high up. Alpha Blade comes out. Danny chose to put himself in the corner there. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, maybe trying to mix him up on tempo. Oh, wow.
Never mind. I don't question you. What are you doing? Are you serious right now? That air challenge? Unbelievable.
Oh, but that's going to be it.
Spend that meter, dude, please. You don't carry that round around.
Yeah, there you go. Bean taking the initial lead here, which is fantastic for him. Danny actually having to play from behind here. That's great for him. So let's see how this goes. Oh, immediate Vapor Thrust.
Yeah, how does it go, Vapor Thrust? That's exactly how it goes. That was the answer.
Absolutely.
Oh, I think Bean was trying to bait out another Vapor Thrust there, too. But Danny's so patient when he needs to be. Throws back into the corner, still in that shock state. We're going to get, we got Food Rock, and then we try to get the Dust, keeping it safe with the RC, changing the trajectory with 2 JDs.
Yeah, I don't know what's more impressive, that block string or the fact that Bean almost stood resolute through the entirety of it. But these trades, oh no. I don't think I would ever be able to block a string like that. That was crazy.
Counter. I love when they do that and they go.
It shows that both players are really considering all the options here.
This is insane. Yeah, just hit him again. What pressure? 2K2D into stun dipper. You use the entire charge. Dust afterwards. YRC for the reset. Immediately went into down backing, so didn't get hit by 2K2D. It's a really popular option after YRC.
Yeah, here we go. Oh, really cool mix-up there, but unfortunately gets called out entirely by the reversal. That's going to be it. Oh, no, it's not. Just hang on with a bit of a life.
5K. Oh my God, Danny. Danny. Danny, sweet baby. You're up
wow. 2. Are we going to see someone win Road to Evo without dropping a game? That's unreal.
Oh my gosh.
No, it's been absolutely crazy here. And like one thing I want to highlight here too is that Danny's so aware of his match, this match so far, is that he's been doing things like, for example, that run-up throw he did earlier. That was the same situation he did 6K previously. So he's been conditioning Bean across multiple sets even, and he's still doing this well. Absolutely incredible match here. Watch, we'll see it again. There's a 6K this time, so he's mixing it up. Really great stuff.
Yeah, very, very smart. That 6K, I have not seen anybody use the 6K as efficiently and effectively as Danny ever has. Danny's 1 away. Danny is 1 away.
Almost 1 away from an undefeated Road to Evo. Talk about momentum heading into the biggest tournament of the year. This could be absolutely massive for him. Huge opportunity. He's playing like he wants to win Evo right now. He's doing insanely well.
He could win Evo with this attitude. He could win Evo with this gameplay. I'm seeing it right now. What blocks? But Bean forcing that burst out. He's not done yet. All that Danny needs to do is a 5K, but he ends it with the Vapor Thrust that he's been using it so well. Danny does not drop a game. 12-0 3-0 is your champion for Guilty Gear Strive.
He played out of his mind across this entire tournament. Road to EVO, what a show for Guilty Gear Strive North America. Danny, I don't even know what to say. Fantastic work. You deserve that hospitality package, taking you to EVO, paying for your flight, paying for your hotel. Man, you deserve it. That was fantastic Kai play throughout the entirety of today.
You know what I want to see, Danny? I want to see you in top 8 at EVO 2023. You played your heart out. You put everything on the line. You played a Kai like, really, over the course of this, Roy and I both said we've never seen anything like it before, and we've seen a lot of Guilty Gear. I want to see you in top 8. You got it? I want to see you there.
No, that's going to be... I want to tell the story that I saw this guy decimate Road to EVO, including former champions. These are not like random players. These are top-of-the-line players who had to qualify to compete for their chance to win to go to EVO, and everyone brought their A game, but his A game is insane. I could not believe what I was watching. Fantastic play.
Yeah, let's take one last look at the bracket as it stands, where we see the insane... Look at that, 3-0, 3-0, 3-0, 3-0. Dude, take that. 3 times 4 is 12, and you 12-0'd, my guy. You were the champion of Chip. That's what you are. But we also have in second place Bean with an outstanding run, most of it being from the lower half of the bracket. Fatal bringing out that incredible Sin gameplay, making it all the way into third. And then with Mike Saftig rounding it out for our 4th place. But honestly, great gameplay from all 8 of our players here today.
Yeah, these matches were absolutely incredible. I had an absolute blast commentating them. But for those of you at home who want your chance to compete in the future tournaments, such as the Road to EVO, please go ahead and check us out at compete.playstation.com, where you can sign up for your chance to join us in all these amazing tournaments and have your chance to make a 12-0 run. Who knows? It was absolutely incredible to see these tournaments here today.
Definitely. And we also want to give a quick shout out to our PlayStation Discord that you can join right now, and you can find all sorts of different information, not just on the tournaments, but also on, if you just want to go find a practice partner, there are channels for it. You can find all sorts of information, esports events, articles, videos, and meet up with others to improve your game. Scan that Discord QR code right now if you want to go join that. Mentioned it earlier, we're both in that Discord. Come out and hang out. It's a great time.
Yeah, what a fantastic resource that is. But for those of you who are excited to see more Road to EVO action, this is not the only Road to EVO event. We also have Melty Blood for APAC, as well as Mortal Kombat, I believe, still coming up. So if you want to see who the big threats are going to be going into the next EVO, you should definitely check this out, because as you saw, there are some crazy players online, and they are waiting for their chance to make it to EVO.
I am ridiculously excited to see all of the winners of our Road to EVO from around the world and see them get their chance to compete and show off what they've done at EVO 2023 during the first week of August. That is going to close it out for us here today at PlayStation. Thank you for joining us. In particular, if you watched both EU and NA of Guilty Gear Strive, and if you were here yesterday from Tekken as well, thank you for all of your support. We've had a fantastic time. I am Jadelyn. You can find me across all social medias at Jadelyn Gaming. And this is my fantastic friend, Roy. Where can they find you?
The Skilled Roy on Twitter, Twitch, and all other socials as well. Thank you so much, Jadelyn.
No problem. You guys have a great night. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Y'all are the best. We'll see you next time.
PlayStation. 。
Can you hear